huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Caymas bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, flooding could remain a concern as we will see widespread showers and thunderstorms today. A high this afternoon in the upper 70s to low 80s. Decent chance of scattered showers and storms tonight, overnight low into the mid to upper 60s, and scattered rain and thunder Saturday, a high in the 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 78 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Oh, ask me if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah. Take it to the house.
Bill said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What ain't but one race back?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Good morning, everybody, from, you want to call this the headquarters of Razorback fans during the College World Series? Absolutely. We're live at DJ's Dugout, right across the street from the team hotel, which is the Omaha Marriott, which is 2 streets away from the home of the College World Series, where the Razorbacks open up against LSU tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And we are being invaded by Arizona baseball fans as they get set for the first game of the College World Series, which is 2 hours from now. First pitch, 1:06, because they do 6 minutes after the hour for the NCAA tournament games between Arizona and Coastal Carolina. And then later on, Louisville and Oregon State here on a Friday the 13th. Matt Jones, good morning to you. This is supposed to be Arkansas headquarters, but I don't know if there's any Razorback fans that are inside DJ's Dugout yet. The Arizona colors are a little different than ours, but they've got an A. And, hey, you know, I would assume that the NCAA at some point has made an incorrect distinction in the postal codes between Arkansas and Arizona.
Yeah, a lot of people that AZ, they'll put AR for Arizona as well, but it's AZ. You're right on.
It very well is, and well, it's a program that's got national championships. I don't remember the last one; it might have been 1980, but I know that they've got one, and they're taking on a team that also has one in Coastal Carolina. The only time that they've ever made it here, which would be the last time that a mid-major team won the College World Series. And, Matt, I feel like the headline is really that I made it here in one piece, and I don't know how long you ever had ice placed on your body for a continuous period of time.
You get a little frostbite?
No, it felt great. It felt great yesterday. I did what it was about. So I started yesterday in Little Rock, ended up in Council Bluffs, right across the river from Omaha. So that was about 9 hours of driving yesterday, 8.5 to 9 hours worth of driving. And once I left the Barling Studios, I had ice on my lower right side of my back for about 5 hours straight. And I was a little worried that maybe I would lose all of the feeling and everything, but I don't think I'll ever make a road trip again without ice on my back for about 5 hours straight, because it feels better than it's felt all week.
And you had your turmeric, your natural anti-inflammatory.
I did some stretching.
I like it.
Exactly right. And I can also put this on transporting the fly, which I told you the thing I was going to do once I left the studios. The first thing was to go right over to River Valley Smile Center. You had to see the look on the receptionists and hygienists' faces when they realize what it is that I'm there to pick up. These are ladies who are incredibly professional as to what they do, and they're handling some pretty gross situations inside people's mouths, right? So, what is this thing for? Well, this is actually to transport a dead fly. And then the looks on their faces, they thought something was wrong with me. And truthfully, I think there really might be. But the thing is safe. I will be handing it over to Bubba Carpenter once he makes it up here, along with many of the other people connected to Arkansas baseball that didn't come with the team or weren't at opening ceremonies last night. And then I don't have to worry about this thing. Then it's just Bubba's thing for the rest of the time, and I'm no longer the guy who finally transported something dead from northwest Arkansas to central Arkansas, then all the way back up to Omaha again. I had to backtrack with the thing. So I guess that makes me, yes, it absolutely will make me superstitious. I've got a question. Did Jay Johnson win a natty with Arizona? No, I think they finished second. I think Arizona finished second. That might have been 15. I know that they got to the finals with Jay Johnson, but I don't think they won the national title. They came really, really close. But obviously, Jay Johnson won a College World Series the first time that he was here with LSU. I think that was a better LSU team. I think it was a more dangerous club offensively. I think they obviously had the number 1 and the number 2 overall picks in Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz. They got some guys that are left over from that ball club. A few pitchers. Jones, the first baseman. So there's definitely a championship pedigree to that ball club there. But as I come into town here, and it just hit me a little bit, and you guys have had, I don't know if the Morning Rush did, but I know Chuck and Bo did, and you guys on the Morning Rush have had Kyle Peterson on before.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, and I think of the people. I only bring him up because he's from Omaha. It's different when you're playing in the College World Series and you're from here. Mm-hmm. To have a connection to the city, to have a connection to the state, or just the region is, I think, kind of rare. If you think of the teams that annually are in the running to make the trip here, the Razorbacks are kind of one of the closest of the big-time baseball programs to Omaha. In fact, I think they are the closest to Omaha. Nebraska hasn't been since Dave's been the coach. The Big Ten, they got 4 teams in this year to the tournament, and the only reason they did is because 2 of them were former Pac-12 teams, and actually 3 of them, USC, UCLA, and Oregon. And then the other was Nebraska, and I don't even think they would have gotten in if they didn't win the Big Ten tournament. So, and people here love college baseball. It's why this event stays here for as long as it is. This is the 75th anniversary of the College World Series being here in the city in which we are, and we kind of take it for granted right now. But they usually don't have a home team, a real home team to root for. I think Creighton's been here once. I think Nebraska's been here twice. And then, they can glom on to whomever it is that they want to. And for so long, you remember when, I don't remember the first time they did it, but the athletic department used to take out an ad in the newspaper. Christian, there used to be these things called newspapers, which they would print stories on.
Yeah, we would have fights with them. We would roll
them
up.
You could actually. Yeah, I used to throw one when I delivered newspapers for as a kid, as a teenager.
There's a video game that it's called
the Paperboy.
Exactly.
That was a great game.
Great game.
I love that game.
You can use it for dogs. So they can have something to use.
Yeah, they used to do these things called newspapers, and they made money in the newspapers not just by selling subscriptions, but by selling advertisements inside the newspaper. And the university would buy an advertisement to push the Razorbacks as the home team. And you know what they are right now? Arkansas is the home team here in Omaha this year. There's 2 reasons. Well, I think I'll go with 3. One, they're the closest university of any of the others that are here. Although we take a look at Louisville, see how close Louisville is.
About 10 hours.
10 hours?
Yeah, that's what
so, all
guys
right.
said.
So Fayetteville's closer. Then there's the connection with Dave Van Horn, which is obvious, and we know all about that. And now you have the only player on either of the rosters, any of the rosters, all 8 of them.
Oh, wow.
Who is not only from the city of Omaha, but is from Nebraska. There's a kid on Coastal Carolina, a pitcher who threw 7 1/3 innings this year, who's from Nebraska. Not from Omaha, but he's from Nebraska. I'm assuming he's not going to pitch. If he threw 7 innings all year, he probably doesn't pitch here. He might not even be here. Who knows? Maybe he went into the portal. So, yeah, there's Cam, like this is the Cam Kojal College World Series for people that are from Omaha, for the Omahans, the ones that go into that stadium every year almost like a civic duty that they look forward to on an annual basis. They take pride in that. And now there's a kid who's starting at second base for the team that's coached by the former Nebraska coach, the school that's the closest to Omaha of any of the schools that's playing here. And that kid isn't just from Nebraska, but his dad's on the freaking grounds crew? Are you serious?
What do you say, mow the lawn, Dad? Mow the lawn a little bit higher yesterday. DVH was talking about this, Phil, in the press conference that you probably watched, that Cam needs to turn some interviews down because he is probably going to be the most talked about player outside of maybe Behiva and maybe another Dick Hauser finalist or anything else that's here. So just with that, with what you just alluded to, the fact that he's a hometown kid, he's a Nebraska kid, and it also needs to be added, he's really good. And I've heard you and Bubba talk about this, that you could make the case that he's Arkansas's best hitter these last 6 weeks or so.
Well, I mean, I've got thoughts on his meaning for the team, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, him playing second base the way he has in these last about 6 weeks, and his hitting all year long is one of the reasons everything has come together. But he's the hometown boy.
It was a cool feeling. It's good to be back in Omaha. Give my dad a hug there on the warning track. I saw him pregame doing all this stuff to the field. I told him he should have mowed because the grass is a little long, but that's okay. But it's a great feeling to be back. A lot of kids, some of my siblings were in there, so it's just kind of cool to see all those little faces and smiles. It's cool.
Now, does Ty being there, does that negate the good luck of the fly? Like, is that how we still feeling about Ty being there?
Matt, I was a little bit nervous because when I first set my stuff up here, and Ty's, that was about, 30 minutes ago, Ty?
Yeah.
I'm setting my stuff up. Ty's doing the morning rush, and I handed him the little jar with the little vial with the fly.
So he got cleansed. So now
he's
he's
touched.
fine. Okay, so
Or a
okay.
Ouija
Well, he didn't
board,
touch
something.
the actual fly. He just touched the little
That's
lanyard
enough.
string
Yeah.
that it's dangling on. So I hope he didn't mess with the mojo of this thing, because this thing will be preserved for eternity.
If they win.
No, I mean, it literally could be preserved from eternity.
Well, usually, like Derek and Zach will go at me. Tommy occasionally jump in, but I didn't think my oldest co-host and friend would get on the conspiracy and jump in on the. But I guess here we are.
I just see it because we're all a little stitious this time of year, and Phil's becoming a little more stitious, and then I just kind of wondering how everybody felt about it.
Oh, you should have seen me today. I'm making sure that I take the exact amount of steps to this broadcast table as I did the last time we were here, because Arkansas finished third. So I'm probably becoming a little bit more than just tiny stitches. But sitting next to Ty, I mean, I'm the guy that taught you that if they're not making fun of you, they don't like you.
That's a good point, yeah.
Which means Ruskin and Zach are your best friends in the world.
It's true.
Oh, it's going to be fun today. We got invaded by Arizona fans, but give them about 60 minutes, 60, 75 minutes, they'll be gone. They'll all be gone. It'll be quiet again. Hog fans will start showing up. Maybe there'll be some Louisville and Oregon State fans that show up in here. I'd rather see Louisville fans than Oregon State fans. I don't have anything against the Beavers than what happened in 18. The way that I hated the Braves for 20 years after they beat the Pirates in 91 and 92. The way that I hated the San Diego Chargers and still can't even freaking hear the name Stan Humphries, for crying out loud. I don't feel that way about Oregon State. I really don't. I don't know why. Maybe I will by the end of the College World Series, because these two teams may end up meeting for the whole shebang.
I think I feel that way about Ole Miss baseball before and definitely after what happened. It's so painful after what happened in 2022, and I felt like that you would have just ruled Oklahoma in those next two games, but they went through you. That's the team that I cringe every time.
It's going to be fun today. All right, here's what's halftime for a Friday. The Golden Hour, of course, 1 to 2 includes Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. There'll be all sorts of College World Series specials from Bet Saracen. And I guess I get to needle Neil a little bit, Mr. Volunteer Fan, who also, of course, sets all of the odds as the bookmaker at Bet Saracen. And James Teague, former Razorback pitcher from the Teague Law Firm, part of the 2015 College World Series team. He'll join us about an hour from now. And noted college baseball guy Aaron Torres in just a moment. Want to thank all of our sponsors for presenting our College World Series coverage here in Fayetteville. Mock Legal Solutions, First Star Bank, USA Wholesale Fireworks, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and by McClarty Daniel. At McClarty Daniel, great service isn't just expected, it's delivered every single day in all of their 6 locations in Bentonville and in Springdale, plus a huge selection online. Never been easier to find your next ride at McClartyDaniel.com. Aaron Torres joining halftime right after this break.
Omaha for the Razorbacks in 2025. Do you believe? Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, First Star Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McClarty Daniel. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Mandy White Perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Don't take less when you can have it all with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes. There's the $5 Classic box full of craveable faves. The $7 Supreme box for your swankier side. And the $9 Cantina Luxe box has a whole world of tasty indulgences, including the slow-roasted Cantina Chicken Burrito. Get Luxe for less with the $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Coast summers dipping on the run. Now the beachfront nights, 5,000 thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. With baseball season in full swing, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, and even live in-game betting while the games are being played. We keep the dog days of summer rolling with the largest selection of odds on everything. With updated odds on the MLB, UFC, and boxing to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline. The game starts here.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Don't go changing to try and please me. You never let me down before. Don't imagine you're too familiar, and I don't see you anymore. I would not leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. I took the good times, I'll take the bad times. I take you just the way you are.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, we have a little fun with this, Matt, Christian. Aaron texted me a moment ago, and he said he's jammed up in the middle of something. So knowing how Aaron how
turbine?
Right, knowing what it usually sounds like in the background when we have him on halftime. What's happening in the background? Is he doing dishes? Did he break another pot with a plant inside of it? Is there a tornado going on outside somehow in downtown Los Angeles? What do you think?
Ambulance siren.
Okay.
Maybe fire siren.
I hope it's not an ambulance, because if he has to do a segment with us inside an ambulance,
or submarine,
we might want to let him go.
Maybe a submarine. You're right. Maybe L. Ron Hubbard was right, and California fell off into the ocean, and maybe he might be in a submarine. That's a real thing.
Submarine.
I would hope that if somebody's in the middle of their state falling off of the continental cliff and just gliding into the ocean, that he would tell me what's happening instead of, hey, I need a few minutes.
Well, get a surfboard, because that wave's going to be awesome. I mean, come on.
Heck, the rest of the continent is just one big surfboard at that point, Matt. You might as well hang 10. Yeah, and it's funny too. You played one of the songs that I always used to listen to when I was a kid, and I would do road trips. And I'm counting being 17, 18, 19, 20 as a kid doing road trips. Billy Joel was always the go-to. I drove 9 hours yesterday. You know how many Billy Joel songs I listened to? Zero. Not any of them. I didn't listen to one. You know what? I'm
glad to see you're expanding a little bit. There's no reason to be pigeonholed.
You know what I did listen to? I listened to the entire Pet Sounds album by the Beach Boys, because I told you I was going to. It was truly entertaining. It was a beautiful album.
You listen to sports?
Is this?
No.
Listen
to the news?
I didn't listen to any sports. No, not one. I didn't listen to any
Viagra Boy sports.
I
think that's what he was asking about, sports.
I even drove right by the Kansas City Royals Stadium in the middle of a game against the Yankees. Remember, Christian, I told you I was thinking maybe I'll stop.
They won 1-0 with the 8th inning.
It's a good thing you didn't go. That would have been awful.
I didn't. 1-0's awesome. I love 1-0 games.
That's theater right there.
I'd have been in and out in 2 hours. Not like I would have even had a chance to have a hot dog or anything. And I would have not gotten to Council Bluffs too late. Yes, a good win. I didn't even listen to the Royals game yesterday. No, I was just jamming. There was some news to listen to, I'd say, last night about 9:30, major things happening in the world. So that did carry me for like the last 90 minutes or so. But yeah, Pet Sounds was the only full album that I listened to yesterday. We had a text in here out of the 479. A guy who is. We got AT.
I think we got AT.
All right, I think we
No,
got.
we got Sterling.
No, sorry,
But
sorry.
I will
We got
call-
Sterling.
My fault.
Yeah.
Let's take a phone call from Sterling, and maybe he can play Aaron Torres for us just during this one piece. Sterling Torres, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I couldn't do any better than what I'm doing right now. Because I'm
That's
ready
great.
to roll right now.
You're ready to roll right now. You're telling me that you want to play right now on Friday the 13th.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Black cats and all. Let's get it on.
Good. Well, you realize that there's two fan bases that are here in downtown Omaha today that will blame their loss today only on triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah, that works.
Whatever
That
you
works.
need to
Blame
make
it
you
on
feel,
something.
whatever you need to feel good about it, right?
That's right. Mental health is, hey, how well you got to get there. Get there. Guys, the only thing I've been thinking about, everybody's been talking about Arkansas, LSU, and I mean, naturally, it's not just us and LSU fans. They've been talking about that. You see any podcast or anything talking about this College World Series. They mentioned the other teams, don't get me wrong, but this is the marquee matchup. This is the main event. And I'm going to steal some of you from I know Phil remember this. In the early 80s and 83, they had that big Louisville in NCAA basketball. You had Louisville and Houston was the final before the final. And in 85, St. John's and Georgetown, number 1 and 2, they were the finals before the finals. And I want it to be like Team USA in 80. Knock off the Russians and then go ahead and finish the deal. You know what I mean? And
That makes LSU the evil empire, Sterling. I love it.
They're the 7-time national champions. I mean, they earned the spot. You don't get to be the evil empire for getting your tail whooped. You earn it. And they have earned it. And I respect their program and can't wait to get past them and move on to the next. But guys, I tell you, a player that most fans that may not know about him, the shortstop from UCLA. That cat's a stud now.
Chalowski.
He's going to be a fun to watch. There's other guys. Of course, we know about LSU and all their talent, but there's a lot of talent here. The Oregon State shortstops, great shortstop. There's a lot of good shortstops here. It's not just our main man and our favorite son, Anoy. And there's some good players here. It's going to be watch every game if you can. I know the NBA is going to be going tonight. You can flip back and forth. I'm talking to the sports fans, but it's going to be, like Matt said, it's going to be great theater. And also, I'll be remiss if I didn't mention the Stanley Cup. I'm not no big hockey fan. The only thing I know is a foul. I know you can't hook nobody. I know you can't hit nobody with the stick. That's about all I know. I know they call icing a lot. I don't know what that is. I just know they face off and whoever they made the penalty in their zone, whatever. But I know about how you score, putting that biscuit in the net, and down 3-0, and Edmonton to come back on the road, and they had 3 of the first 4 games to go in overtime. Fantastic theater. If you
You got a really good series last year too, right? You had a team almost come all the way back from down 3-0. Yeah.
Right. And one of these days, I'm going to get with Matt and try that soccer out.
Let's
one
go.
More time.
2026
time.
World Cup coming to the States.
Yes, sir. And I'll be ready. Guys, y'all do a great job. You just have a great show, and y'all have a great, wonderful day.
Sterling, it's great to hear from you. You did a good job trying to be Aaron Torres. It's just we could, there weren't a lot of noises in the background. It was just kind of you, and we appreciated that. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. Yeah, it is what everybody's talking about is Arkansas LSU, and I love when it's not just because of the talent level on the field. It's also because of the fan bases that are behind them. The fan bases of these two teams are part of the story of any game that they play, especially when, especially when it's in their home stadium. But now you get to take the best of those places to here. I don't know if you can bring flags inside TD. I still want to call it TD Ameritrade.
Same here.
Probably can't do flags inside there, but you can bring your leis inside. You can bring in all your kangaroo things, and find a way to sneak in a mashed potato T-shirt or something, or a flag that you've got stuffed into your pocket, and you can just unfurl it and wave it around and everything. And then the LSU fans, I mean, they're great baseball fans, and I see all this, and I kind of expected this. I didn't see a lot of respect between Arkansas and Tennessee on X the last week. I do see that between Arkansas and LSU.
Because they, help me on this, didn't practice-wise they go back-to-back? Or did I make that up yesterday?
Yeah, well, because they're opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's always respect between the teams themselves. And I even think that between Tennessee and Arkansas players, just Tennessee players act a certain way because they think they have to.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the fan bases. I don't think Tennessee respects anybody.
No.
I don't think their fans are not necessarily it's all about them. LSU baseball, I never feel like they're coming down on people too much because they're still at the top of the mountaintop with those 7 natties. So I just feel like it just feels like a more respectful tone. And they're all saying if we don't win it, we want you to win it. I will say this. Probably not the mindset of Razorback fans. That if Arkansas doesn't win the Natty, that they're fine if LSU wins another one.
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't want LSU to win the national championship is Arizona. I was just talking to a few fans over there. I was curious. It's like, all right, so how are their feelings about Jay Johnson? So I asked them about, and they go, we want y'all to win so bad tomorrow night. And that was 4 or 5 of them. I don't know how the entire DJ's dugout here feels, but I just thought that was an interesting perspective for a fan base that used to have the LSU coaches theirs and watched him win a national championship, obviously in Baton Rouge. By the way, he paid for that championship. And I know that's how it is nowadays, but when you go out and pay for Paul Skeens, you go out and pay for Tommy Tanks. And I know Arkansas was trying to do that.
Everybody's paying.
But that it was just frustrating how that season played out.
Everybody's got to pay now. That's just how it is.
That's true.
But so look, I mean, Arizona's here, LSU is here too, not in the same bracket, but they're both here. And keep in mind, Gabe Gackle committed to Arkansas, flipping from UCLA, and it was after UCLA's announcement that they were moving to the Big Ten. Because there's a kid that's thinking, I'm not going to pitch in the Big Ten. No way. I committed to UCLA to play in the Pac-12. Well, they're in the same bracket now too, and they're here as well. I mean, it's just these stories. You can find a lot of them on all of these rosters.
UCLA won, like a decade ago? A decade or
13, I think, is the last time. And they won the whole thing. 877-377-6963. Joe's Grilling Canteen would be a great place to get over for the ball game tomorrow, and also a great place for all the great specials they have all week long. Throwback Thursday with a rotation of Kuko's Classics and Joe's Chips and Salsa made daily with Joe's famous salsa made with fresh veggies, even carrots. They've got the sizzling fajita skillets and crunchy tacos on Tuesday, and Joe's great enchiladas. Their homemade sauce is the best around. Full bar and TVs at Joe's. Great Tex-Mex, the best service. They're at 3400 South 74th across from Harps and Fort Smith. Joe's Grilling Cantina, Tex-Mex style. More calls and texts on halftime here at DJ's Dugout in downtown Omaha right after the break.
This is halftime.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
We're live here, ESPN 95.3 on location. It's Colton Little here for Metters Lumber, Ace Hardware in Alma. I'm at 218 Commerce Drive in Alma for Metters Lumber's grand opening celebration happening right now through tomorrow.
all day long. They've got awesome things happening. They got the big green egg guy out here. He's doing a grill demonstration, cooking up all types of stuff. Got some smoked bologna and some breakfast sausage going right now. He'll be doing hamburgers and hot dogs as well for everybody that comes by and wants a little bit of lunch as they peruse through the hardware store here. And folks, let me tell you, it's all brand new and it smells like that hardware store smell that you love. It's so good. They've got deals all across the store on tools, on lumber, on everything you could imagine a hardware store marking down. They've got lots of deals now, so come take advantage today. Great deals available all weekend, multiple vendors as well. It's the grand opening celebration happening at Metters Lumber, Ace Hardware, 218 Commerce Drive in Alma. It's ESPN 95.3.
Do you need closure on your garage? Grit is who you can trust with an unheard of 15-year spring warranty option. Grit is the team you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR.
See dealer for details. At Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren, there's never been a better time to buy. Stop in today and check out our huge discounts on new Chevrolets and pre-owns. No reasonable offer will be refused, and at Rhodes, we always give you more for your trade. Plus, we offer free pickup and delivery. You can even buy remotely. Stop in and let us show you the Rhodes way with our 2-year complimentary maintenance program on every vehicle sold. Experience the Rhodes way. Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hotline, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is your business's IT infrastructure secure? At Dixie Digital, we provide comprehensive managed IT services to ensure your systems are running smoothly and your data is protected. Combine that with Xerox, Brother, and Epson reliable printers and copiers, and you've got everything you need for success. Call us today at 783-6600 to learn more about our IT services and special offers. Dixie Digital Imaging, your trusted partner for IT and document management.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
Something you out in the cage, on the stages, they'll go away to bring the giant down. Strange cemetery thing with a one that put on the devil's wings.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Matt reminded me a moment ago that it's Father's Day on Sunday. You know what I would like to have as my gift for Father's Day, Matt?
A tie.
For my daughter.
You got one, you're sitting right next to one. Oh.
Well, hey, he's right there. I would like my Father's Day gift for my daughter to not turn 16 the day after Father's Day.
Oh.
How's that?
Jim Jeffries, the South American South African guy, you know, the comedian or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a bit, and he's like, you know what I want for Father's Day? For you not to touch my money for 24 hours.
Sounds right. I would take my daughter. Actually, let's wind the clock back, because even at 15, it's a little bit much. Let's get back to like 10 years old. when things were a little bit more, I don't know, just younger. But that also made she's turned into my little sports fan too, Matt. More so than
she's little
more
me.
so
I
than my
saw her
son.
the other day. I was like Mina Kimes. It's the last thing I remember from the concert. It's like, hey, there's Mina Kimes right there. Yeah.
That's exactly what he said to her. She wanted to meet you, Matt. I mean, she wanted to meet Matt Jones, and she was worried that I wasn't going to be able to find you back in the general admission. I was like, look, hold on a moment. There's only one person that looks
There's
like
only
him, and he's
one
going to
Matt
be the
Jones. That's
tallest
right.
one there. So all he's got to do is stand up, and once he did, it was pretty easy to find.
She's a big Steelers fan, right? Or didn't you tell me that? Like, massive Steelers fan.
She was rage texting.
Phil told her the pick about 38 seconds before she found out, and she about had a conniption.
She was rage texting when Aaron Rodgers signed. She is not a fan at all of this one bit. and I just
like her father.
Honestly, I try to convince, like, look, this is what it is. You can hate it right now, but what are you going to do about it? This is the guy that's going to be quarterback until the Achilles
You're going to
blows
take
up
Arch
again.
Manning next year, and then y'all aren't going to worry about it anymore. So it's going to be okay.
Yeah, then she won't be rage texting about the team's quarterback. That's right. But yeah, after Matt gave her the fist pound and it was like, Mina Kimes. I said, that's what I told her too. I said, he's going to call you Mina Kimes. Just watch. And
You probably made her day, Matt.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that was super cool. I mean, everybody had a smile on their face. We just beat Tennessee back-to-back games. We know we're going to Omaha. It was a good day.
Hurry, I talked about it was cool to see her reaction behind you and Bubba's, and that was very genuine. I talked about that on Monday. I kind of got my feels a little bit watching that because
that was fun. Well, you want to
Phil
pass
got in his
things on.
feels the next day. Phil goes, I was sitting here watching the concert, and we just had the game, and he was like, this is one of the best days of my life.
That's exactly right. Right, tears streaming down my face in the middle of, I think it was in the middle of Gold on the Ceiling when the Black Keys were playing, and she looks at me, and look, I'm an emotional me, Ty. I mean, when it comes to my kids and baseball, these are the two things that I love more than anything. And I was able to combine all of that in one day with an outstanding show, and it just wasn't overwhelming, but you only have a few days that are like that, where you look around and it hits you, hey, I think this may be one of the best days of my life. I hope there's another one of those coming up here at this stadium in a couple of weeks. Because you really that's kind of what could be on the line for everybody that's here for the College World Series. If you're there when the moment happens, it automatically becomes one of the best moments of your life.
How many clothes, how many pairs of clothes? Phil said he brought 7 outfits. How many did you bring? When's the first day you're going to have to do long? Because you could be there, for 13, 14 days?
Yeah, Matt, legitimately, I packed from this past Thursday through not this next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
He didn't take my advice, man.
Yeah,
I told him pack for a week and do road
in a
laundry.
bag of quarters. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 suitcases and another backpack. So I fully intend on being here.
It's so funny. It's like I went on a 12-day road trip with the Travelers. 12 freaking days.
Read what, 3 shirts?
I packed 12 staff shirts. I had the biggest suitcase on the bus.
Did you?
Because I'm the only guy not wearing a uniform during the game, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I didn't have all the other equipment, but yeah, I packed literally for 12 days. You realize how many you might wear the same thing every day. I wear almost the same thing every day, but try packing 12 of the same thing every day.
I do notice you wear the same collection of T-shirts before you put on your
I think it's time to
Razorback ball.
graduate off that a little bit.
No, I think it's you.
I got a Father's Day gift from my daughter and my ex-wife. They combine it together. They hand it to. Well, Julie and I get along great. She even gave me. How about this? My ex-wife, and we're almost 20 years from when we got married, and about 10 years from the divorce. She's a Missouri grad. No, we get along great. This isn't. She gave me a woo pig on the phone the other day.
Wow.
I've known this woman for 24 years. That's the first woo pig I've ever gotten from.
At least she didn't say gig 'em.
Oh, at least she didn't say M-I-Z, because I've heard that enough times.
Go Vols or something like that before last weekend. That's cool, man.
But look, she's rooting. She doesn't like the Razors. She never did like the Razors. She's a Missouri grad, for crying out loud. Mm-hmm. She's rooting for them. My ex-wife, she doesn't hate me, but she was rooting for the Razorbacks. Not everybody in the state is a Razorback fan, by the way. I think everybody in the state is rooting for Arkansas baseball this week, though, and next week.
Well, and to Ty's point, what he had brought up earlier, how many people do you think around the college baseball landscape they're kind of rooting for Arkansas too, I think. I mean, DVH been doing it for so long, model of consistency. Kind of, I put it in the category of the best golfer to not win a major, winning a lot of tournaments, but just can't win that major. I know he got a D2 championship, but I feel like the support's going to be, nationwide.
Absolutely, and I think that's the vibe that I get from this entire tournament right now, and I get that vibe from all of college baseball, Matt, not just from the people that are here in Omaha or the teams that are here, but all across the landscape of college baseball, and I think. If LSU fans and even some of the Tennessee fans that weren't really that discovered college baseball 5 years ago, everybody's in a position where Ole Miss fans, I've seen it, Texas fans, I've seen it. Everybody is pulling for Dave Van Horn. If their team's not going to win it, they want Dave to get one.
And if Arkansas doesn't win it, I'm going for Murray State because that's where Coach Nutt started out his coaching career. So we'll see. That would be my two. Yeah.
It would almost be like
I don't want LSU to win it.
No.
Matt, you kind of were talking about other tournaments. I almost think about like Rory McIlroy. You think how many times he came to the Masters, and then when it finally burst through, I mean the emotions, and we saw some emotions that we don't necessarily consistently see from DBH this past weekend. And guys, if it does get to that point, I can't imagine what would come out. From an emotion standpoint.
Like, remember when Elway got back to the Super Bowl after the 3 losses, and he's got Terrell Davis, and Shanahan's the coach?
Smith, yeah.
That was the same thing. Everybody was rooting for Elway. If your team isn't going to be there, how do you not like John Elway? Win one for John, and that's exactly what Bolin said the moment that he raised that trophy. This one's for John. I think that's what, now when you say across the country in college baseball, it's a smaller group of people, but even those that are casual baseball fans will watch some of the College World Series, and they'll get into some of the stories. This is the best story of the entire tournament. The second best story of the entire tournament is Cam Kojal. The third best story is Murray State, I think. And, I mean, you could put LSU way down on the list because they've done this so many times that I'm not going to say you get tired of it, but that's also why I don't think anybody in the SEC is thinking, well, if my team doesn't win it, I hope LSU wins it.
Who does, in your opinion, Phil and Ty, and if you're taking away teams that aren't in the SEC, who is the best team that's not Arkansas or LSU? Who do you think would be like that favorite besides?
Is it Coastal?
Coastal Carolina?
Well, Coastal,
Oregon State. That's got to be a top 5 storyline.
I mean, from a betting standpoint, it's Coastal, but you know this more than I would.
Well, I'd say Coastal because they're on the other side from the two teams here on our side, but I think UCLA is a dangerous team too. I think we sleep on the West Coast baseball thing sometimes. But you look at the rosters, even in the SEC. Look at LSU's roster. They got kids from California.
Yeah.
They got kids from Louisiana. Sure, they have to, and they should. There's good baseball there, but they have kids from California too, just like the Hogs do. You got to have kids from California.
There's a pipeline. James McCann being one of those guys. Gackle obviously on the team now. There's a few others, but it's just crazy to me that they would even consider Arkansas. I don't know why I would think that's crazy. I guess based on proximity and everything else. But when you have a program with facilities and traditions, it's not that far out of reach.
Hey, make sure you protect what matters most with the Fence Man. Heavy-duty security fencing, powered automatic gates. The Fence Man has Fort Smith covered. Covering the area for more than 40 years, custom building built to last. They have free quotes and financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it any better than the Fence Man. 479-782-3936 or thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. Back to wrap up the first hour of Halftime Live at DJ's Dugout, downtown Omaha, in just a moment.
This is Halftime. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
All right, we're live here, ESPN 95.3. Colton Little live on location today. 218 Commerce Drive here in Alma. It's the grand opening celebration. Metters Lumber, Ace Hardware. They've been in business, family owned since 1936. Retooled, better than ever here today. Grand opening celebration, dodging raindrops. Got my man Jesse here with me today. Jesse, you've got all the vendors out today. The smell of the grill is here. The smell of the new hardware store is going good. And folks are coming out ready to open up the new business.
Absolutely. We're super excited. Got a really good customer turnout. The store looks fantastic. Family owned. It's great to see it in the community.
Great to see it in the community. Has all came out here today to help Metters Lumber celebrate their grand opening celebration happening today and tomorrow. So come and stop by. They got vendors out here, great deals, markdowns on lots of awesome things that you can get just in time for Father's Day weekend. It's 218 Commerce Drive in Alma. It's the grand opening celebration at Metters Lumber, Ace Hardware.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full certainteed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with Certainteed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us at 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. See, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Razorback fans, it's Omaha time. Gear up for every tailgate and watch party at the Party Place, the River Valley's largest locally owned party supply superstore. All the Razorback decor you need, from cups, plates, banners, and even beer hats. Heat up summer with luau supplies, Hawaiian shirts, paperware, leis, and more. Get ready to light up the 4th of July with red, white, and blue decorations that'll make your celebration sparkle. Shop local, celebrate big. Shop the Party Place, 7810 Rogers Avenue behind Ashley's Furniture. Go hog wild with the Party Place, where every celebration starts.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Who's afraid of Friday the 13th? Anybody? Anybody? Matt, you ever see any of the movies? Interestingly enough, there were only 12 Friday the 13th
Camp
movies
Crystal
made.
Lake.
Oh, it sounds like C-Unit may have
We
seen
should
this
go
before.
hide behind these offensive chainsaws.
When you listen to this actually sounds a little bit like Psycho's theme. Good and scary, though. There it is. For about 6 years there.
There are so many of those made, Friday the 13th.
12 of them, to be exact, C-movie. For about 6 years there, all I would have to do is just hide in a doorway where my sister didn't know I was there. She'd walk past. All you had to do was just a simple
Pretty creepy.
And that girl was totally freaked out. I was a good older brother. I mean, I was nice to my sister most of the time, but she was all right watching the movie. She just wasn't all right with me making the sound. Sounds like you've seen the movie, C-movie.
Yes, I have seen like maybe a handful of them, and some are better than others. Obviously, the originals are probably the better ones. They got like Jason and Goes to Manhattan and that type of stuff. But
right,
I mean, they're good part. There's good parts in all of them, but man, it's scary as a kid watching those movies because you really, it's a lot more real to you when you're a kid.
Well, because most of us went to camp, right?
Yeah.
You looked in that lake, you thought something might be in that thing.
Quicksand was real too.
Yes, it was, and the weird kid was also weird. Was also real as well. I think the last of the Jason movies that I saw would have been, I think I saw A New Beginning, but I don't remember anything about it. That was the fifth one. So there's Friday the 13th, Part 2, Part 3, the final chapter, which of course was nowhere near the final chapter. A New Beginning, Part 6 is Jason Lives, The New Blood, Jason Takes Manhattan. Remember when the Muppets took Manhattan? How come we couldn't have it Jason and the Muppets Take Manhattan? Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, Jason X, Freddy versus Jason, and then Friday the 13th,
Home
which was
Alone
the
2,
12th and final one.
When Macaulay Culkin took Manhattan, that's probably the best one.
It would be the Muppets, Macaulay Culkin, and Jason Take Manhattan.
That's it.
Just,
what do you want?
Just throw Freddy in there for good fun. Why not?
Boxing scene where he like fights the boxer in that movie, Jason Takes Manhattan, is pretty funny actually.
You see, that part I don't remember. It sounds like Matt. It sounds like C-movie here could teach us a little bit about Friday the 13th.
We've been in the wrong vein the whole time.
I do know some movies. I do like horror movies. I do.
Scream.
Here it was.
That's what I was gonna say. Have you seen
Michael
the movie
Myers? Scream.
Okay.
Those are. See, Scream kind of scared me as a kid, but you look at it, it's just funny. More
Drew
funny.
Barrymore's best work.
It's more funny.
But if you're gonna have a real good psycho villain, they've got to have the mask or the face that always stays with you. Think of Michael Myers.
Oh.
Think of the Scream mask. And then nothing really for me is any scarier than the Goldie mask from
Javier
Jason Voorhees.
Bourdain in No Country for Old Men.
Did you know the William?
He just wore a freaky face as his mask. My gosh.
Yeah,
the Michael Myers mask
cowl.
is William Shatner. Did y'all know that?
No, it isn't.
It is. It's a William
Stop
Shatner
teaching
mask.
us things about older movies, C-movie. This makes me feel like I have a lot more to learn than I thought I did. Look at little C-movie teaching us things here. Matt, who's giving the homework assignments out? Goodness.
Hey, it's championship week. Let's go.
877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive hotline as we get into the second hour, which includes James Teague, former Arkansas pitcher and a member of the Teague Law Firm, in about 20 minutes. So we're wide open for your calls and texts when we come back. We're live at DJ's Dugout. Some of the Arizona fans have left. That's after they all gulped 3 beers in about 20 minutes. They are ready for baseball here. And we're back after this.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hear that? That's the sound of perfection at 46 Steakhouse in Alma. When you're craving a perfectly prepared hand-cut steak, 46 Steakhouse delivers a big flavor with every bite. Every meal starts with their famous hot rolls with honey butter. From burgers and sandwiches to steakhouse salads, there's something for everyone. 46 Steakhouse, located at 108 Highway 71 next to Harps in Alma. 46 Steakhouse, where every meal is a masterpiece.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
He's a dentist. Don't get too excited.
I'm Dr. Bill Ligon, and I believe that premium dental care should be attainable for every hog fan. At Dallas Street Dental, we're offering half-off professional whitening in June and July. Take advantage of this incredible deal by visiting dsd.live. Ask about implants, ortho, and more. We also have financing options available. Call 479-452-6600. That's 452-6600. Come see us at Dallas Street Dental, 8020 Dallas Street, Fort Smith. Don't let a hog's win be the only reason you're smiling.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, flooding could remain a concern as we will see widespread showers and thunderstorms today. A high this afternoon in the upper 70s to low 80s. Decent chance of scattered showers and storms tonight, overnight low into the mid to upper 60s, and scattered rain and thunder Saturday, a high in the 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 78 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you. Well, ask me if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What they were one race back.
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Into the second hour, 12:01 on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson sitting right next to Ty Richardson. Matt Jones is in the studios at ESPN Arkansas. He's looking over at our movie buff, our horror movie buff, Kristen Johnston, a.k.a. Jason Voorhees. Chris reminds us on the text line a moment ago that the hockey mask didn't appear until part 3. I don't remember when you first saw his face. These are movies I haven't seen in so long, but are we happy that the Razorbacks aren't playing on Friday the 13th? Would people be a little freaked out by that?
Not at all. I think we're ready to play. We'll play wherever anybody.
We need
wants
all
to play.
the good vibes we can get.
I think we're the hunted. It doesn't mean you get complacent or don't start feeling yourself too much. Stay humble, but there needs to be a little confidence. We'll play anybody anywhere.
I think they will. Yeah, and I've been texting with somebody out of the 479 here, and he's pointing out something I think I brought up a few days ago. there is a hole in the LSU lineup. It's third base. Michael Braswell is their third baseman. I think he was their shortstop last year after transferring in from South Carolina. He hit over 300 last year. Braswell, he's barely hitting over 200 this year, 201 to be exact, with hardly any power. He's a really good infielder, but he's just taken a giant step backwards at the plate. And they've been filling in with Tanner Reeves. Usually Braswell will start the game, but he's not going to finish the game. Reeves will get a chance to come off the bench and maybe get a couple of at-bats. I only bring it up because there hasn't been an empty spot in the Arkansas lineup. And guys go into slumps every once in a while, and that kind of thing happens, but that's really not going on right now. And I wonder if people were a little nervous about that. I'm not saying the team would be nervous about it because I think they have trust in anybody that they put in the lineup. But when Reese Robinette took over at first base, and that was the Texas series, and that's a series where the theme was we're going to need some guys who haven't played very much to do something. Carson Bowles, he had the 2-run homer that gave Arkansas the lead to start in the first game of that series. And we haven't really seen Carson much at all. Hey, if somebody's got a strained hamstring, if there's an injury to anybody, or if there's just a certain matchup that Dave likes better than the one that may be a 7th, 8th, or 9th inning at-bat for somebody, watch out for Carson Bowles. He is somebody that I think they trust to give a big at-bat to, even if he hasn't had an at-bat in 3 weeks. But when Robinette took over at first base, you have to make sure you don't have a hole in the lineup. You can't. That sometimes can be the thing that can undo a team. Just the luck of the draw. This guy's at the plate, 2 outs. You got men at second and third. You have to have the hit, and they're not going to walk him. They're going to pitch to him. And Robinette he hasn't been like an all-star hitter or anything, but he has not been an easy out. He's been a tough out. He sees a lot of pitches. And I think he sees the breaking ball better than just about anybody else. He sees it really deep. And, of course, he's solidified first base with his fielding, and I think he's an upgrade at first base from when Kojal played first base, which, by the way, I loved hearing Dave talk about Kojal and first base yesterday because it kind of shows what somebody will do to get into a lineup, even if it's a position that he's never played before.
He didn't have a good fall at all, and he'll tell you that. It bothered him a lot. I think he felt like he was letting people down, and, it wasn't in the starting lineup at the end of fall ball. But then when he came back, so we did a lot of talking with him. Coach Thompson did a lot of talking with our offensive coach, and, just about relax. You're here now. You're better than that. We know you are. It's going to be fine. And then after he came back from the holidays, it just seemed different. And then you're like, wow, okay, there he is. That's the guy right there, in practice. And now we got to try to find a place to play him because that guy's doing well and that guy's doing well. It was a really good problem for me. And, that's one day I just called him up and I said, hey, I called him on the phone. I said, hey, what'd you think about playing first base? He goes, I'll do whatever I got to do. I said, well, I got a first baseman glove sitting right in front of me on my desk. You can come get it. We'll talk about it. Well, I stepped out of the office. I don't know where I went for now. I came back, first baseman's glove was gone.
He's just looking to get in the lineup. At that point, Dave is talking about he might be a catcher in the future. I'm not going to say Ken was a forgotten guy. We just didn't know where it was he was going to slot in at a position. Because Nolan Souza, if he's healthy, he's about as talented as anybody in the country, and he's the second baseman. You brought in Rocco Pepe. Pepe's a forgotten guy on this team. He's with them and everything. We haven't really seen him very much. He was going to be the first baseman. Now Souza's out for the year. Kojal has solidified second base in a way that I don't think Nolan did. And I think Robinette has been an upgrade both defensively and has been he's kind of completed the lineup in a way where I don't think LSU's lineup is complete. They're good. Don't get me wrong. They're really good. They've got guys that can hurt you up and down the lineup. It's just, he's used the term length for a lineup. Arkansas's lineup is 9 long. LSU's lineup is about 7 to 8 long. And that can make a difference with these teams being as closely, talented as they really are.
And when your 9-hole hitters hit 9 bombs on the year, you've got something brewing in terms of a batting order. And you talked about, you just played that clip from Cam there. Especially as a transfer guy, to just figure that all in the course of an off season, and then be willing, like you said, to play first, second, and just want to play. And it also helps when you have a guy like Ryder who's hitting, 179, now he's hitting 353. It helps when Vahiva, I don't know what his batting average was last year, it's probably 279, 290, whatever, and now it's over 300. So not only have you gotten you've gotten the right transfers, Dave's obviously tinkered with Robin and everything else, but the guys, the few guys that were here last year are hitting so much better and so much more consistent.
Yeah, and you're going to hit your way into a lineup. And that's what Cam did essentially, because once he got in there at first base, you just couldn't take him out because all he did was hit. Here, let's go to our Lewis Automotive Hotline, and Charlie was there. He's not there now. Let's try Ryan in Hot Springs. Hey, Ryan, how are you?
Hey, buddy. Well, I had another reason for calling, but I want to add to my call. I want to be a plug for Mr. Camden Kozel. He has I guess in the last day or so, has put out a YouTube channel for fishing. First episode is him and Gage going topwater bass fishing. I wanted to plug that for him, and it's already got 5,000 views on that first episode. And I wanted to plug that for him. Razorback Twitter, let's go, or Razorback Nation, let's help our boy out and get the word out. Maybe he, can get it, do something with his YouTube. It's pretty cool. But I actually had a question for you. I just thought about this a little bit ago. Is Slavin's home run that he hit, I think it was against Stanford, is it still a record there for
the distance?
For Charles Schwab? Yes, sir.
I don't know. That's a good question, Ryan. I'd have to look that up. That might be available in the guide that they give you for the stadium, but I don't know if anything has surpassed it since. But I don't remember the distance that he hit that ball, but I remember it got up, I think it was either into the last row of those bleachers or past into the concourse.
Right. Also, too, I wanted to wish y'all a happy Father's Day, and well, I know you'll be celebrating hard if we win Saturday, and I'll leave y'all with that, and I hope y'all have a great day, and go Hogs.
Okay, it's good to hear from you, Ryan. Thanks. 436 feet is the ball that Slavins hit against Ole Miss, is who he hit it against. Yeah, that was the Wednesday game against Ole Miss, which was the last game Arkansas won that year. 436 feet. Sometimes, though, you got to be a little lucky in the direction the wind is blowing. That's the main reason. It's a big stadium. It's a big field. It's bigger than most parks you play in college, if not all of them. But it's the direction the wind is blowing that can be the difference. Slavins is strong enough to hit it through that wind. So are some of the guys on this team. But that can always be the difference between a ball getting out or getting caught short of the warning track. Tune is back here at 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline. Trying you again, Charlie. You there? Hi.
I'm here, and I'm feeling really good today.
Okay, good.
I'll tell you a reason why. I was just up at the gas station here a bit ago, and I see this family of about, I don't know how, it looked like about 7, and they're headed to Omaha. And I said, well, and they're Hawks fans, of course, and they said, well, they're headed there now. And I said, if you want to stop, if you see Phil Elston, if you find him, he's the short, cool, he's got a bald head. He's kind of short. But he is cool. He's a nice guy. He's up in the radio. He's got they were talking about this fly thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, are you guys going to Omaha? And I'm like, that's when they told me they were going, because I didn't know, and because they heard about it too. So they're obviously listening, Phil. Everybody knows about the fly. You have a new, I mean, you just got to take it with you wherever you go. You know that, right, Phil? If they win this thing, it's coming home with you.
No, I'm handing the thing over to Bubba today, and then I'm washing my hands, literally washing my hands 50 times. I didn't touch the thing. I'll give Dr. Charlie credit. He gave me one of those things that you might extract a tooth with. Probably has extracted a tooth with this thing, and that's what I'd use to pull the fly out of the donut bag and drop it very carefully in this tiny little fly-sized vial. So I wouldn't want my hands on that thing. So, but I still wash my hands anyway, Charlie, because that's a good thing to do.
That's true, man. I just love it, man. You're becoming everybody's becoming, even you, Phil. You're becoming superstitious. I mean, we finally got you on board here. Everybody else has.
It's part superstition, Charlie, and then it's part also fearing for my life if I didn't bring it, because Bubba's head would explode when he realized I didn't bring it. This is the thing I asked him. I asked him this on the show yesterday. This is your superstition, Bubba. Why am I the fly's keeper. He's got pockets and 10 fingers and hands, and those things work too. But yet I'm the one that had to bring it not only here to Omaha, but I had to bring it back to my house after the Super Regional. So I am my Bubba's keeper. That's the best way to put it.
I love that. And I got to say this before I go. Friday the 13th, the tuna does have one. I love all the Friday the 13th too, Steve. I'm a horror guy. But here's the thing. When he was growing up, he had the weirdest thing always scared the tuna. There's a reason he never played with dolls. I hated Chucky. I could not stand Chucky. Get that darn red-headed doll out of my face. I had to see my uncle burn it. And I still kept watching the darn movie.
Freddy
But anyway,
Krueger?
I wasn't no Chucky fan. Yeah, I like Freddy, man. He don't bother me. But y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Charlie. Oh, and it's funny. I saw a Chucky doll the other day, and it still freaked me out. I can't even look at John Gruden for crying out loud. I want to remind you about Roback. Make sure you take advantage of perfect weather in our lovely state. Also here in Omaha, great weather with our friends from Roback. They have the perfect gear for perfect summer days with fresh polos and hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in their American summer collection at Roback.com. If you love to golf, Roback's Delta pants and shorts are a clean fit. Comfortable premium fabric, going to look great either on or off the golf course. You can get 20% off your first order at Roback.com by entering the code RUSH25 at checkout. RHOBACK.com. Roback.com. RUSH25 at checkout. 20% off your first order. Roback is where action meets comfort. Yes?
Big C had it on the other day. I sent him. You can get something Roback related. You and Matt. Big C and Colton took advantage. Tommy got something yesterday.
I need more Razorback gear. I need more short sleeve Razorback gear.
They got some cool polos.
All right, we'll see if I get it. Spending my hard-earned money on that.
No, it's good.
It's just for us.
It's for you. Yeah.
Oh, sweet! I'm on top of it. James Teague from the Teague Law Firm joining us right after this. So where do
Omaha for the Razorbacks in 2025. Do you believe? Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, First Star Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McClarty Daniel. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Sandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacale, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Don't take less when you can have it all with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes. There's the $5 Classic box full of craveable faves. The $7 Supreme box for your swankier side. And the $9 Cantina Luxe box has a whole world of tasty indulgences, including the slow-roasted Cantina Chicken Burrito. Get Luxe for less with the $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started. Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need. Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless. Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
East Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, 5,000 thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah, give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at rowback.com.
Rowback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at rowback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. With baseball season in full swing, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, and even live in-game betting while the games are being played. We keep the dog days of summer rolling with the largest selection of odds on everything. With updated odds on the MLB, UFC, and boxing to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Eggs and omelets, and of course the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this plus a drink for only $8.99. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older and we wouldn't have to wait so long? And wouldn't it be nice to live together in the kind of group where we belong? It's gonna make it that much better when we can say goodnight and stay together. Wouldn't it be nice if we could wake up the morning when the day is blue and have spent the day together, all together, happy times together with you, baby. I wish that every kiss was never ending. Wouldn't it be nice? Maybe if we think and wish and hope and pray it might come true.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, we are efforting getting James Teague from the Teague Law Firm, a former Arkansas pitcher, part of the 2015 College World Series team. Though you remember, he told us that I don't think he pitched in the series that year because he knew he'd hurt himself. He had gotten injured in the Super Regional that year, and so I'm pretty sure he did not pitch here in Omaha, but he was certainly on the trip with the team. That was surprising entry to the College World Series. If you think of some of the teams that Dave has had, and the Benintendi-led team, of course, finished here, but finished 0-2, losing both of their ball games. While we're waiting on James, we'll get some of these texts here. More questions about the donut. Yeah, the fly and the donut end up going together. The donut was a petrified donut that was in Bubba's computer bag for the last 3 years. 2 or 3 years, I don't remember. And he found it again on opening day this year, handed it to me like I was supposed to do something with it, and I just put it in a baggie and pinned it to the cork board next to where I sit for all the games. So it's been there for every home game this year, and it's going to be here too, just because it's only stupid if it doesn't work, because I've now become an incredibly superstitious person. All you got to do is just admit it once, Matt, and then it feels good. It
Kind
doesn't
of
hurt
medium
anymore.
Superstitious right now, but I like where your head's at. I like the way you're going.
Chris loves how Gruden's 1,000 embrace looking 1,000% embrace looking like Chucky. Well, how can't you? If you literally look just like him, you better embrace it. I'm pretty sure that he embraces it.
Did you see he got a box from Arkansas State? And
Yeah.
his friend, I maybe they coached together at some point. I don't know, but Butch Jones, all these Razorback fans are like, we gotta send Gruden a box now because he got Arkansas State stuff that he's pulling out of that box or whatever.
See, who has more T-shirts that were sent to him, Gruden or Muss? Muss had. I was envious of the collection that he would have had.
So a band shirt's different than any other shirt. So if you wear a band shirt, and the rule of the West is you wear a band shirt, Tom Waits shirt, David Bowie shirt, doesn't matter, and I ask you to tell me your 3 favorite songs, and you can't name 3 songs, then you have to give me your shirt. But now if you wear a San Diego Padres shirt or you wear a minor league, do you have to know 3 players on that team, or because it's very real with the rules for a band shirt.
That's a good question.
Be careful
Matt.
wearing a band shirt, not knowing any of their tunes, just because you got it on sale.
Well, I can't really I probably don't know enough of the Padres to be able to do that now. But I was on
Tony Gwynn. You got to.
Yeah, I mean, even
somebody.
all time,
That's
all
what I
time.
mean. Yeah,
okay.
You gotta name
Of course.
somebody.
Of course, I
if you're
can.
wearing their shirt, you got to have something. You got to know something.
When you're like, hey man, and you tell them your favorite song, or you see a guy wearing your favorite sports team, they look at you like you have a disease.
Ty, the other day when this was a couple years ago when France won the World Cup, I was out and I saw a dude with a France World Cup jersey on. I was like, oh, bro, you like so and so? I'm naming. Like he goes, oh, I got this shirt on sale. It's like, oh, you're the worst human I've ever met. Yeah.
Those people annoy me. I'll tell you what else annoyed me. When I was on campus at the U of A, I would see other sweatshirts of other colleges and be like, did your boyfriend or girlfriend go there? And be like, no, I just like the sweatshirt. And I loved DQ to death, but I hated like when she would wear opposing team's sweatshirt. I don't understand that. Like, it's not like you have to know the backstory of every brand you wear, but that just annoys me.
Sounds like we got James with us here from the Teague Law Firm, former Arkansas pitcher. James, we're downtown in Omaha right now. Wish you were here. I'm sure you wish you were here too. You going to make it?
I'm not going to make it. I got too much going on. Sorry to hop on here a little late on you. Yeah, I just we couldn't make it work this year, but we'll be watching.
Well, real life, and then there's Father's Day and everything. Of course, you get the young family, but they got past Tennessee. I'm not going to say easy because that first game wasn't easy. The second game, I think they were able to cruise a little bit. Just thoughts on what you saw from the Super Regional and how that can carry over here to Omaha, if it can.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw a pretty dominant performance out of Root on Friday. It was kind of one of those rise to the moment moments. Is he going to show up and be kind of the guy that we think he could be, or is he going to maybe fold under the pressure? And he dominated. I think that at bat, him and Fisher is kind of must-see TV. I mean, that's probably an at bat that will live in infamy and Hog fans for a while. But are we going to see more of that? If we do, I think we got a good shot. And then what can the bullpen do? And how's the offense? Are they going to keep it going? Can the Eloy brothers kind of pick it up? I mean, it seems to me offensively that Davalon has been kind of leading the pack, and then it's been hit or miss with the timely hitting. But when the pieces come together, I mean, it's a tough team to beat.
You hit on something that I think might be overlooked isn't the right idea, but we focus on the idea of big things so often, team power, velocity on the mound, making great plays in the field and all that kind of stuff. But the double play that you're talking about, I thought the 2 biggest plays of the entire Super Regional were the double plays that they got Fisher to ground into. And that's, the guys have to turn the double plays, but that also shows me, and this is something that you pay attention to with this team, they execute pitches. You get double plays because you tried to get a double play by executing a pitch in the right spot, and the batter either fell for it or you got him you jammed him twice. That's what they did. And I think this team executes pitches so well. It's one specific pitch in each at bat that gets put into play. There's a whole series of pitches that leads to that moment. And I mean, Matt, James, we'll talk about you come to pitch at Arkansas because they have these great facilities for pitchers and the technology, and they'll ramp up their velocity and everything. But there's something about being here and working with Matt where I just think they get better at executing pitches. That's a strength for this team.
Yeah, I think you've seen that out of the bullpen too. Fouch, I think, has gotten better as the year's gone on at of kind of, reining in the stuff that he has and then executing pitches in big spots like that one on Fisher. I mean, if that ball's out over the middle, he can do a lot of damage. It's going to be a different game, similar with some big breaking balls we've seen him throw throughout the season. Gackle, I think, has made a lot of progress. And so collectively, I think each guy has found a way to get a little bit better. And when each guy gets a little bit better, you see it, collectively as the team of shutting down some pretty good offenses.
The LSU series took place in Baton Rouge. And we had the same question about, can you take anything from the Tennessee series into the Super Regional? And I'm not sure that there was much you could take from it other than it's tough for teams to win at Baum. I think it's tough for teams to win in Baton Rouge. And the whole series there was, I think, had a lot to do with LSU being able to control the start time because of the weather Friday and then winning that game. And it went past midnight, and I think the winner of the first game of that series was probably going to win the second game of the series, and it did play itself out. So I don't really know if I can take anything from Baton Rouge into a game at a neutral site where you know what it's like with LSU. There's something with that program and their fans and maybe wearing the uniform that it all just kind of has this energy, but I just don't think that they'll be able to out-mojo Arkansas because Arkansas fans just bring their own mojo that equals LSU.
Well, they just never really go away, is how I would describe it. There's always that little feeling of like, it doesn't matter how good they are, how much they're struggling, they're still LSU. They still have that mojo, and they've got a first rounder from the left side who's going to throw. So I think it's going to be a pitching battle to say, who is able to put together a quality start, who's able to do a little bit more between, their guy and Root, and then timely hitting. That first game against Tennessee, there were some timely hits we didn't get, and it made that game a lot closer than it should have been. I think a combination of a couple timely hits and a quality start from Root, and I don't see us losing.
When you watch College World Series games, James, do you watch nervously? Because this is the 30 games this team plays in the regular season of the SEC are an amazingly intense set of games. It's more intense than Major League Baseball games, and then the tournament itself. There's a level of intensity that goes into that. How different does it feel when you're here in Omaha? You've been here for this.
It strangely feels like the Super Regional is more tense or more pressure-packed than those first couple games at Omaha. I think if you can make it to the finals, that's when that pressure really picks back up. Obviously, if you've lost the game and you're one game away from being knocked out, it's pretty tense. But the Super Regional energy and pressure, I think, is not matched again until you get later into Omaha, if I had to say.
Yeah. You have the sense that the country's rooting for the Hogs? When I look on social media, at least, I have a sense that there's a lot of fan bases out there, that even fan bases of teams that Arkansas plays every single year, and they're thinking if we can't win it, we'd like Dave Van Horn to win one. I'm feeling that right now. I wonder, as somebody that played for Dave, how that feels.
Yeah, I think the consensus is there for sure. Especially, I think most people would acknowledge that on paper Arkansas is the best team, and so you say on paper this is probably the best team. They've got the most deserving coach, and they've got a staff and a fan base who has seen some pain. Me and my wife were joking. She said, I'm so excited for this series, but I don't know if I'm ready to be hurt again.
Yeah.
We're all right there with it. And so I think it's almost like the other fans are like, all right, they've been through enough. They've done their time. This one's for them. They're the best team, and they got a great coach who deserves it. I think a lot of people do feel that way, and that's a matter of executing and getting there.
Dave always lets his assistants handle their jobs. He doesn't micromanage or anything. What was your interaction with Dave like when you played for him? It's not like he leaves the pitchers alone. I mean, he communicates with everybody, but he's not in on, he'll watch the bullpen session, but he's not teaching you the things that Jorney was teaching. So what was your interaction with Dave Van Horn like when you played for him?
I think Dave really trusts the coaches he has around him. When it was Jorn there, what Jorn thought or felt about who was ready to go or not, I think he gave a lot of deference to that opinion. Ultimately, you're going to answer to him. And so if he wants you out of the game, he's going to come get you kind of deal. But in terms of how's this guy feeling, what's the stuff look like, who do you like. I think that there's a lot of collaboration there, and ultimately he's going to take in the information from everyone on the staff, take it in from Hobbs, and then make the best decision that he can. I think that's what he's done and will continue to do.
James, what's going on at the Teague Law Firm these days? I know you guys are really busy. Obviously, if you can't make it to Omaha, that means you guys have to have a lot going on at the Teague Law Firm right now.
Yeah, it's just the wheels keep turning. A lot of business is coming in. I think we've done a great job in moving cases and getting good outcomes. We were down here at the bar conference this week, and so we were getting some training in and getting some updates on the law. But it's just cases come in and the facts come in. You look at it on paper and you say, how are we going to get from point A to point B? How do we need to give the client a good outcome? And like I said, the wheels just keep on turning, but we're loving it.
James, of course, has been with the Teague Law Firm for a while now, and he's been joining us here on Halftime for the last couple of seasons. Every Friday at 12:15. Families have disputes just like baseball teams, so you may need somebody in your bullpen to help with guardianships, adoption, and child support. The Teague Law Firm can be that go-to reliever. They can also help with criminal law such as traffic offenses, DWIs, and more. James is available at 479-877-1688. 479-877-1688 or online at Teague-Law.com. They're the Teague Law Firm. If they can't help you, they'll talk baseball. James, let's do it again next week, and hopefully we're talking about a championship series berth.
Hey, I'm excited. I'll see you next week. Thanks, Phil.
You got it. James Teague from the Teague Law Firm. Open up our Lewis Automotive Hotline now, 877-377-6963. Halftime returns after this.
This is Halftime.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Evan Cohen here. We all know breakfast is an important part of your day. But when you're traveling for work and your hotel doesn't offer any, you're forced to make do with peanuts and an energy bar as you sprint off to your shift. But if you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you can enjoy their free Bright Side breakfast featuring delicious baked goods, fruit, eggs, yogurt, and waffles. They refuse to let you go to work hungry and aim to send you off fueled up. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
Kind of like, well, what are you going to wear? And I was kind of looked at Clay. I was like, kind of what Clay has on right now.
This is Halftime.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
We're live out here today, 218 Commerce Drive in Alma. It's ESPN 95.3. We're here at Metters Lumber today. They've got vendors all over the place for the grand opening celebration. I've got Dave here from the Big Green Egg. Dave, the Big Green Egg is not just a grill. It's a lifestyle, and it's not just hamburgers and hot dogs. You can do anything on this grill, right, man?
You're not kidding. We say life tastes better outdoors, and with Big Green Egg, you're getting a grill, oven, smoker, pizza oven. You can do it all. Super easy to use. And you're making great food and memories outside.
That's right. Hey, I walked out of the car, stepped out into the parking lot, and the smell from Dave's Smoker over here hit me in the face as soon as I did. I stumbled over. Dave was able to satiate my appetite with some of his great meals. He can do the same for you. Come on over, stop by, see Dave here from the Big Green Egg, Metters Lumber, 218 Commerce Drive in Alma. You can come see him today for the grand opening celebration.
Equipment down, got a leak, lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
To fit in where I can speak my mind. And I've been trying hard to find the people that I won't leave behind. They say I got brains, but they ain't doing me no good. I wish they could. Each time things start to happen again, I think I got something good going for myself, but what goes wrong? Sometimes I feel very sad. Sometimes I feel very sad. Sometimes I feel very
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Attention, Razorback fans that are on your way to the College World Series here in Omaha. Barley's Bar and Grill is just over the river, 5 miles away in Council Bluffs. Barley's Bar and Grill wants to invite all Razorback fans to come eat with them. They have the best food and craft beer on historic 100 block in Council Bluffs. This is Barley's Bar and Grill. They're a full-service restaurant, much more than a bar, much more than a grill. Every item on their menu is thoughtfully prepared by their chefs. No traditional bar food. It's about making your meal an experience that is as down to earth as it is delicious. Their food also is delicious, but the prices are not off the charts. They have 32 local and craft beer selections, along with all the domestics you love, malty dark stouts, fresh as hazy IPAs, and the bartenders pride themselves on making tasty and interesting cocktails, plus a huge wine selection. That's at Barley's Bar and Grill in Council Bluffs. Full menu, excellent service, plenty of parking, easy to get to, and reasonably priced. They'll be flying Hogs flags, and they're open 11 a.m. until 2 a.m. The kitchen goes until 11 p.m. West Broadway, Council Bluffs. There's 712-322-0306. Barley's Eat, Drink, and Gather. We'll gather here with Eduardo.
Bill,
yes, Matt
would
Jones.
Would this be too much? All right, so you know how we're a fishing team. Like that's the thing, right? The Razorbacks.
It is.
Like, so after every, you know how on the NBA TNT years ago, they still might do it, but when somebody gets kicked out of the playoffs, they say gone fishing.
Yes.
So after we eliminate each team, can we hand them a fishing pole when we say, hey, here you go, here's your parting gift? Or would that be too much?
No, I actually kind of like that one. But we'll have to do it inside the dugout. You're not allowed to have your props outside of the dugout.
There we go. Yep.
I'm sure the guys brought their fishing poles. By the way, Ryan in Prairie Grove mentioned Cam Kozel's fishing. It's not a podcast because he did a YouTube video, and I watched. I watched a little bit of this. This to me, I don't know what Cam wants to do when he's done playing baseball, but chances are he could basically take his choice. I watched some of this.
What's up, guys?
There you go.
Cam Kozel here, out in Arkansas, little farm pond. Thought I'd try to make a YouTube video. Like to fish, so got the Old Town kayak, got a drone, got a camera, got some mics. See if we can catch a couple big ones. Beautiful night. just going to College World Series. Time to get the mind right.
Like
Big one. Oh, that was awesome. Holy cow. All right, we're fishing now.
Yeah, it's basically 15 minutes of going fishing with Cam Koschel. You get to watch him cast. You get to watch all the fish that he pulls out, and I mean, it already had like 5,000 views. Probably get a few more. Maybe he'll do one of those here. Eduardo the Sherpa has given us a call here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. Eduardo, lots of Beach Boys songs today. I've heard you've called our show now for 6 years. You've mentioned all kinds of musical acts. You've run the gamut, man. You've run the gamut from David Bowie to Tupac, and I've never heard you say the Beach Boys. What's wrong? Why not the Beach Boys?
I love the Beach Boys.
Okay,
Let me
good.
see, what not the Beach Boys? I'll tell you what. Now, I'm calling today, sir. You know, I hope you're having the time of your life. All the crew, all the fans headed to, you know, tomorrow night, it's a special moment. You know, that's going to be what I call moments in time moment that you won't forget. And, you know, over the decades, as I've said, I've enjoyed many special moments. I call Hog Delight, you know, in our football, basketball, and certainly our baseball. And come tomorrow night, I hope they get their shine on. This is their night to shine in front of what is this? The most televised, most fans at Omaha in the history of the college. Well, how great is that? I mean, this is the build-up of the Super Bowl. I mean, how great is it? You know, and you know, I watch players every time they interview them on the Hog Train this year, playing for a mission, playing for their coach. Every one of them saying, I'm playing for the coach. How great is that? I tell you what, man, I hope they win. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers that's going to be in that stand across this country. It's a special moment, you know, and I lost my son several years back, and there's nothing harder than that. And I went Wednesday just to sit by his grave, and that was a special moment from just to share with him. And there's nothing in life tougher than that. I'll tell you what my wife asked me, and I said, I don't know if you know, what I want for Father's Day, and there's nothing I would like better than a win for Coach Van Horn and his fan base. I tell you what, my wife just, all of a sudden, listen to this. She came out of the bathroom. I want them to win so bad. We talk about menu, Phil, menu. You know, I talk about spicy gumbo or whatever. She said, you know what? She said, the only animal I believe in the world that eat cactus is camel. I believe I'd eat a spiky cactus for them to win. I want them to win so bad, you know. And this,
Eddie, it's Omaha. This is a steak town. They eat a lot of steak here. What we need is the biggest, thickest corn-fed ribeye you've ever had.
If they win, you know, because I mean, this is going to be, you know, epic. You know what I mean? Two heavyweights in the SEC going head to head. I seen this morning on SEC Now. I texted, you know what I mean? They got a player. They nicknamed, he's only 5'8", but they nicknamed him what's his name, Milam? They nicknamed him Milam the Monster. Well, let's go feed the Monster. You know what I mean? Let's go feed him the mojo, the home mojo, home jubilee, baby. And they just played it all year. Let's go feed the Tigers a big bowl of it.
I think they would love a big bowl of it, Eddie. I think whatever the delight is, whatever the recipe is going to be, the recipe is going to be a strong start by Zach Root, opportunistic hitting and not wasting a chance to if you get your fastball and it's in the right spot, and I don't mean up at the above the strike zone with a guy like Anderson, then they're gonna hit him. When they hit him the first time around, if it wasn't a swing and a miss or a strikeout, they hit him. They hit it hard. The strikeouts were there, but so were the Linas. Eduardo, last thing, I'm going to be super nervous tonight. It's going to be really difficult to fall asleep. I may need a phone call tonight. We haven't done this. You and I have not done this thing of men calling each other at night to wish somebody good night. I may need this tonight. If you can handle it, this will be the one time I'll answer the call. It won't be the only time you've ever actually made a phone call to me at night. I do think that was a butt dial, but I didn't answer it.
Well, sir, I just might do it. I tell you what, nothing, you know, like I said, you know, I hear you mention your kids so often, and I know not only you are the voice of the Arkansas Baseball Hall Train, but I tell you what, you're just a genuine person. I tell you what, you know, happy Father's Day to you, sir. And I tell you what, and I know this fan base loves you. I know the team loves this team. They love Coach Van Horn, this fan base, and they're echoed in our soul like California gold. And I'll tell you what, whether you're in Omaha or whether you're back in Arkansas, they're calling the Hogs, baby. Let me tell you something. Let's go feed the Tigers of Baton Rouge. That's Hog Jubilee, baby.
I got nothing to add to that, Eduardo. Thank you for listening to our show. It's perfect. And a very happy Father's Day to you, too. I really appreciate your sentiment, your call, and all about that. It was really sweet, Eddie. And if you're craving anything sweeter than that, they have it for you at Andy's Frozen Custard. Bad segue, I don't know. I would appreciate that very much, Eddie. Andy's Frozen Custard. Got you, if you need to have your sweet tooth satisfied, they've got you covered. Tin Roof Sundae. Andy's Frozen Custard covered with chocolate syrup and Spanish peanuts. It's at all their locations across our listening audience in Northwest Arkansas, Fort Smith, and in Conway or in North Little Rock. Andy's Frozen Custard, walk up or drive through, always ready to serve you. Eddie's fired up, but we've got a break. We'll come back. More calls in just a moment on Halftime.
Yo, don't be so cool, dude.
This is Halftime.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
All right, we're live here, ESPN 95.3, Colton Little live on location today. 218 Commerce Drive here in Alma. It's the grand opening celebration. Metters Lumber, Ace Hardware, they've been in business, family owned since 1936, retooled, better than ever here today. Grand opening celebration, dodging raindrops. Got my man Jesse here with me today. Jesse, you've got all the vendors out today. The smell of the grill is here. The smell of the new hardware store is going good, and folks are coming out ready to open up the new business.
Absolutely. We're super excited. Got a really good customer turnout. The store looks fantastic. Family owned. It's great to see it in the community.
Great to see it in the community. Has all came out here today to help Metters Lumber celebrate their grand opening celebration happening today and tomorrow. So come and stop by. They got vendors out here. Great deals, markdowns on lots of awesome things that you can get just in time for Father's Day weekend. It's 218 Commerce Drive in Alma. It's the grand opening celebration at Metters.
Spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drug Store has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drug Store can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
It's Kubota Orange Days at Gray Brothers Equipment with interest rates as low as 0% for 84 months and reduced pricing on all Kubota inventory. It's time for your new Kubota at Gray Brothers Equipment. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon. Now through 6/30/25, see Gray Brothers Equipment or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Many leather-bound books. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Do you want to impress your wife? Then listen up. This is Sarah Ligon, owner of Lux House in Heritage Village. Lux House has everything: furniture, decor, candles, and all things home. I have a full line of custom designed furniture made right here in the USA. Check us out online at luxhouse.live or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. 479-357-0249. Lux House at Heritage Village, Barling. Here to help you stay out of the doghouse for years to come.
I want you in the worst way.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, the life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith reminds you that fentanyl-laced drugs are becoming common. Even a small amount of fentanyl can be lethal, and many drug users may be unaware that their drugs have been laced with it. If you are struggling with addiction, seek help. This from Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith. Call 800-817-7709, reminding you that the lethal dose of fentanyl is only 2 milligrams. Say no to drugs and yes to life.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
You have Japanese girls do it to me every time. All the redheads said you shared the cello, and I'm jello, baby. You won't talk, won't look, won't think of me. I'm the epitome of public enemy. Why you wanna go and do me like that? Come down on the street and dance with me. I'm here, I'm waiting. I think I'd be good for you, and you'll be good for me.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend, Matt Jones.
Guys, I channeled my inner Zach Root yesterday for the drive. You know how I did that? Taco Bell on the drive up. That's right. It was a nice, nutritious meal. Whether you're satisfied, whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. I got the $5 Lux box yesterday.
There you go.
And thought I might throw my next pitch at 99 miles an hour.
I got Taco Bell on the way here too, Phil.
Last time I'll eat Taco Bell for the month. Here's Brent and Cersei on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. What's up, Brent? How are you?
I'm great, Phil. How about you?
Great, thanks.
Before I get to my question or comment for the day, I want to wish all the fathers out there a happy Father's Day, and all the men, women, children, boys and girls that are still blessed enough to have their fathers with them. Treasure these moments with your father. And Phil, I hope you've got your kids with you up there in Omaha, yes?
I can't. My son's at summer camp. My daughter's got her 16th birthday on Monday. She's with her mom. So we got about a minute left for you, Brent. What else you got?
But I'm just ready for this game.
Me too.
And, I think we're going to win it without any hesitation.
I'm glad you feel that way. I'm glad you feel that way. There is no reason to be nervous about this because you're playing LSU. Arkansas is the better team. It's not to say that you automatically win because you're the more complete team. LSU is built for playing here with their first couple of pitchers. I just think after their first couple of pitchers, they have a little issue in terms of depth of relief, and their lineup's good. They're offensively, they're good. They're more of a doubles hitting team than a home run hitting team, and that actually plays really well in this ballpark. But yeah, I'm with you, Brent. Let's get to this ball game. But before that happens, I'm going to go watch a game later today. The first game is I think it's 10 minutes away. Arizona and Coastal Carolina. I guess I'll get over there for Louisville and Oregon State. But, I mean, we're done at 2, so that's an hour after the first game. So I need to walk over there and just resume my addiction to watching live baseball. Even if I'm not calling the game, I mean, I might as well just hang out of the park the rest of the day, right? The golden hour is fast approaching. We'll be talking with Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen in about 20 minutes. Got any sports betting questions, get them in to the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. You can also call that phone number because we'll take your calls when we come back for hour number 3.
Did you for details. At Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren, there's never been a better time to buy. Stop in today and check out our huge discounts on new Chevrolets and pre-owns. No reasonable offer will be refused, and at Rhodes, we always give you more for your trade. Plus, we offer free pickup and delivery. You can even buy remotely. Stop in and let us show you the Rhodes way with our 2-year complimentary maintenance program on every vehicle sold. Experience the Rhodes way. Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Do you want to be home every weekend, use brand new equipment, and make a competitive salary? Then let me tell you about Lavorne Lumber. They're looking to fill a regional over-the-road position. So if this sounds like a great next job opportunity for you, call 479-646-4685. That's 646-4685. 515 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith and online at Lavorne, Lovvorn lumber.com. Lavorne Lumber. Paying the bills, we'll take care of you.
Bred for the mud. Kawasaki Teryx KRX 1000 and Teryx KRX 41000 lifted edition side-by-sides come factory equipped to dominate wet and muddy conditions with ITP crypted mud tires, elevated dual snorkel air intakes, and Fox 2.5 LSC piggyback shocks. This edition is purpose-built for more mud-slinging good times. Now, weather doesn't stop the adventure. It inspires it.
Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Transform your yard work game with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Experts and nearly 200,000 homeowners rave about Ego's performance. Gas power without the noise, fuss, or fumes. Their patented 56-volt arc lithium battery delivers top-notch torque and fits all 90-plus Ego tools. Power through yard work and tailgates with the same battery. Plus, enjoy Ego innovations like the first fold-flat lawnmower and weatherproof equipment. Discover more at egopowerplus.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, flooding could remain a concern as we will see widespread showers and thunderstorms today. A high this afternoon in the upper 70s to low 80s. Decent chance of scattered showers and storms tonight, overnight low into the mid to upper 60s, and scattered rain and thunder Saturday, a high in the 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 78 days.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Oh, ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Bill said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad we showed them at halftime.
What's angle one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
And vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
All right, we made it to the last hour of the week. It is 1:01 in the afternoon. It's the golden hour of halftime on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson live in a quieter DJ's dugout than it was about an hour ago. He got first pitch of Arizona versus Coastal Carolina just a few minutes away. So we've got a few Razorback fans that have come up in front of us here, and one table of Louisville fans and a couple tables of Oregon State fans. But this will be the place that the Razorback fans begin to gather in tomorrow This is your place. This is the closest place to gather around, right across, literally across the street from the Razorbacks team hotel. It's 3 blocks to walk to Charles Schwab Field, and then in the other direction from DJ's are the rest of downtown Omaha, which is kind of a lot going on here. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. And with 1 hour left, we'll be talking with Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen in our next segment. So any kind of sports betting questions you've got, go ahead and let us know about it. I have not found any evidence of any home run that's been hit farther than Brady Slavin's 436-foot home run that was hit in the 2022 series. So there's been, 2 series played since then? And I don't think anything has been hit any farther. So who could hit one even farther than that? Aloy could. Vahiva Aloy could. Iredale could if he gets into one the right way. Davalon's the guy that's interesting when you see where his power comes from, because he's not the biggest guy in the world, but man,
those hips.
He can get that bat around. He can really, really get that bat around. But I think of you think of some of the teams where they came close, just came here, and there were you look at leaders, you look at the best hitters on the team, and a lot of times it was the same guy or there were 2 guys that pretty much drove the train. I mean, I think of Chris Lanzilli and Michael Turner for the last team that made it here. I think of Heston Kjerstad, Casey Martin. There were a few other guys in the 2018 team that really hit well too, and that's why they came so close.
It's crazy. Those guys were freshmen then at that time.
That's right.
They were hidden that way. Geez.
To me, it feels like with this team this year, your best player might not necessarily be your best hitter. Your best hitter, I don't think, is your best player. None of them are the main leader of the team, and none of them are also. I always felt like you got to have something that maybe you didn't expect to happen, because there's always going to be something that you didn't expect to happen that's bad. Somebody gets hurt, somebody doesn't perform well, so you need to have somebody else who is, forgotten's not the right way to put it, just somebody to come off the bench and be a guy for you. And there's a lot of that going on with this team here. Cam Kojal is the leader of this team. I think that's fair to say, because he's vocal about it. It translates to how he plays on the field. And he seems to have that kind of personality. And I don't think you can point at the start of a season and say, this guy's our leader. It just, Matt, don't those things just kind of happen?
Well, it's like I was going to say the leader on our team, Kenny Sandlin when I was a freshman, George Wilson, Ken Hamlin, guys like that. But George Wilson wasn't the best player on the team. But, man, he was our leader. Ask anybody on that team. And George Wilson was one of the guys. He was our leader.
They said that about Jarius Wright on those 2010, 2011, 2009 teams. And Jarius was one of the best players. We saw what he did.
George was one of the best, but I'm saying he wasn't the best. George was he was the first one to show up there. He was always motivating. I think of a guy like DeCorey Birmingham, my last year there. You had to tell DeCorey Birmingham how to do something one time, and he knew, and he went and did it. He was a joy to play with.
Well, I think if you were to take a straw poll from this team, the guys on the team, you'd ask them that question. Who do you think is the leader of this team? And you got to pick one. I bet you, to a man, almost all of them would pick Cam Kojal. Now, that's independent of who the best player on the team is. That's Vahiva Aloy. Vahiva Aloy is the best overall player on this team this year. For one, he plays the most important position outside of pitcher-catcher. If you don't have a good shortstop, you're not here at the College World Series. That's just a fact. And his fielding, for me, is kind of what brings everything together, but he's also such a dangerous hitter. All right, but he's not the best hitter on the team. I think Charles Davalon is the best hitter on this team. Davalon has the fewest swings and misses of anybody on the team. He has just as many big hits, clutch hits, as anybody else. Think of that home run against Doyle on Sunday. And what it took to, just base it down to that. I know I'm getting a fastball. If I look stupid, I don't care. And he made the pitcher look stupid. And he's come up. Look, I mean, he's got the second best on base percentage. He's got the fourth best slugging, second best batting average, and just some big moments. I think Davalon's the best hitter on this team. Now, in terms of surprises, I think Reese Robinette is the surprise this year for this team. Without Robinette and how he's taken over first base, I don't know if you're here. And then there's always got to be somebody that just kind of explodes late, and Helfrich's done that. A reason why this lineup is as complete as it is because you got somebody like Helfrich, who in the last 5 to 6 weeks has turned into one of the most dangerous hitters in the country. I mean, that's 6 different things that I just brought up right there. And all of these guys are reasons that this train is on the track the way that it is.
He was, hitting the 8-hole earlier in the season?
Yes, now he's cleanup.
Now he's cleanup. One of the things I think is probably the most notable from this last game against Tennessee is every guy got on pace except the guy you just mentioned, Ryder, and he had a bomb the day before. Mm-hmm. So that's like that is so difficult as an opposing pitcher and coach to it's one thing to game plan against a couple guys, and I know they were talking about the respect level for Davalon and not wanting him to even get a hit. So, I mean, you put the SEC Player of the Year in a bases-loaded situation last weekend, which ultimately ended up didn't help Tennessee at all. But that just goes to show you there's not much of a – you were just talking about there. Sometimes there's like a gap. Like you're talking – LSU's got some really good players, but there's a gap between some of their batters and some of their overall players. Well, Vahiva's going to get the drafted the quickest. Davalon might be the best hitter. Like when you look up and down a lot of these guys, it's not like there's this wide margin or wide chasm between a lot of them. It's closer than people realize, and that's why this team's been so effective this year.
Also, watch out for Gage Wood. There's a chance Wood could go ahead of Aloy in the draft. I think they'll both be first rounders, but you got that kind of velocity. There's a chance he could go. And I'm not saying I'd make that pick. It's depending on what the teams need. But I think Wood could go ahead of Aloy. Let's take a phone call from Tiger Bait on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Our resident LSU fan. I get LSU tomorrow. Tiger Bait, how you feeling? Tiger Bait went away. You end up keeping the Tiger fan on hold too long, and he goes away.
He was scared to.
I think that's called good planning, right? That's all right. You can call back at some point, 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline. I'm told here a texter out of the 479 says that Wyatt Langford from Florida, I think he's with the Rangers now, hit a 456-foot home run in 23. So I guess there has been one that surpassed Brady Slavin's. I wonder if that might have been wind-aided. I don't remember if Brady's was or not. Because if the wind is blowing in, this is a pitcher's park all the way. Mm-hmm. If the wind is blowing out, this is Nebraska, for crying out loud. The wind is a factor. It can turn into a hitter's park, too.
Now,
just doesn't happen too often.
Phil, I know you're going to know this. Was 2022 the same year he busted up his ankle at the tournament, or was that the year before?
That was 21.
Okay. I couldn't remember if those were simultaneous or not. I had that call vividly from Chapel Hill when Brady got that single to send him to Omaha, but I couldn't remember if that was the same year or not.
I also saw that there are some Razorbacks who've made the Writers All-American team. None of them are first-teamers, though. Vahiva is a second-teamer. Davalon and Cuhillo are both second-teamers at their positions. And then Zach Root's a third-team All-American. People are going to have some problems with this because Aloy's not – he's the SEC Player of the Year. He's a Golden Spikes finalist, and he's not the first-team All-American
shortstop. Who do they got
at
short?
They have Lodis, the Florida State shortstop, who's also a finalist for Golden Spikes, and may win it. I mean, he's got their numbers are so similar, but his batting average and the percentages for Lodis are considerably higher. So if they're just and part of this is also I haven't watched Lodis enough to know whether or not he's a better player, but his statistics in some cases are better than Aloy, and I think a lot of writers end up going, well, he had a higher average by 40 or 50 points. They'll probably vote for him.
And it's supposed to be a regular season award, but when one guy's still playing, the other two aren't. I know it's not supposed to factor in, but in fan voting, it only goes to a certain extent, and obviously there's timelines to when the writer and stuff in. But I would think that without even when you try not to, when you're still watching a guy play and the two other guys aren't, that's going to lend some help to Vahiva's way. I would think.
I don't know. I think the votes are in by now for the Golden Spikes. I think they got to get their votes in by now because it's a regular season thing. But it's true, yeah. I mean, there's only one finalist who's here in Omaha, and it's Vahiva Aloy, and nothing that he does here I think will change any votes. May have something to do with where he gets drafted and some money that he makes when the draft hits next month. Tiger Bait's try it again on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Tiger Bait, how are you?
The one, the only Tiger Bait. Phil, I've listened to 3 phone calls, and all of them are delusional, of course. You know, I just can't imagine being a Razorback fan and never experiencing the joy, the happiness that Tiger Bait does almost on a yearly basis. You know, one time I asked Wally Haw, I said, Wally, can you imagine writing for the Times-Picayune or the Baton Rouge newspaper with all the national championships in baseball and football and not basketball?
Here's the thing,
I'm
though,
sorry,
Tiger Bait. I tried to tell Tennessee fans this last week. Well, look, these national championships really don't say anything about you. They say something about the team. They say something about the players. They say something about the program that they're playing for. Like, you get to celebrate it, but it doesn't say anything about you guys as a fan. It's easier to root for teams that win national titles. It's called being bandwagon and staying on the bandwagon.
Well, it's just a feeling inside that we have that y'all don't. And I got one other thing for you, Phil. Charles Schwab Stadium.
Field.
Where DVH's, Phil's, and Eddie's from Clarksville's dreams come to die on Saturday. I get an hour in the studio with you, Phil, and I'll take phone calls after Saturday on Monday. How does that sound?
You'll do an hour in studio with me over this dead fly's body.
And take phone calls.
Yeah,
when you come back. When you come back from Omaha.
Well, we're going to be coming back after, way after the Tigers come back. So you'll have already been home along with all of their fans, except the ones that want to stay here for another week because they love college baseball so much, and they'll be rooting on the Razorbacks because they will.
Absolutely, yeah. Purple and gold shows up no matter where we're there, if we're there or not. But what I'm saying is, that's our little deal we've got. You come up with a little deal. I've come up with a little deal. I get an hour in studio on the game on Saturday.
How much
Saturday
is it worth
only.
to you? No, we pay you guys. You have to pay. You're a listener. If you want airtime, you got to pay for it, like all the advertisers. In fact, for you, we'll charge you double.
No, I'll create my own NIL deal. And look, let me tell you something, Bo. Bo. What I call you, Bo, for Phil?
You called me Bo.
You'll have callers lined up so deep to talk to Tiger Bait. Oh,
that's low hanging fruit, Tiger Bait. That's come on. That's like it's like telling the Romans, you see that guy over there, we're going to stone him to death. Come over here and take a look at it. That's what everybody would want to do. That's all it would be. That has nothing to do with you entertaining them. They just want to throw stones. It's good to hear from you, Tiger Bait.
Are you taking the under or the over at 9.5 runs?
At 9.5
If you're
what?
a betting man.
At the number of runs played in the game? That scored in the game?
Saturday, 9.5.
Oh, I'm not giving people betting advice. I'm going to get in trouble at that point. Can't do that. I'll ask Neil Atkinson, though. How about that? Because he's coming up in a moment. Great to hear from you, Tiger Bait. Just don't ever forget, when you make the phone call here, I control the phone. William in Lafayette is next. Hey, William, how you doing?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
We're great. Appreciate you cleaning the palate after that last phone call. Thank you.
Yeah. So are you guys familiar geographically where Lafayette is in Louisiana?
I've been there. I love Lafayette.
So I'm about an hour and 15 minutes to the west from Baton Rouge.
Yeah, William, man, I miss eating at Préjean's. It's been probably 12 years. I miss Préjean's.
Come down anytime, Phil. I'm buying. I give you my word on it. So
either after the series, then, okay?
So I've lived down here all but 8 years of my life, right? So I've been around those animals that called just before me. Those animals include my dad and my grandmother, her 4 brothers. They all hold degrees from that university. Right, but my mama's side of the family's all Razorbacks, and mama didn't raise no fool, right? And I've been around that bunch, and I've heard my ears full of their smack talk for years. But I can tell you without a doubt, this game on Saturday night, there's a little fear in that tiger eye, right? They know what's coming. So just listen to them crow and roar and whatever, but we're going to spank that bud. And Phil, you better have something ready, because you got to have to coin the phrase when we could win that title this year. Go Hogs, and y'all have a good one.
Appreciate the phone call, William. Thank you very much. Lafayette, not Lafayette, and it's Louisiana, Lafayette. Just don't make sure they don't ask you to call it USL. Yeah, and I appreciate Tiger Bait's phone call and everything, but when I start hearing people, boast and pound their chests about what it feels like to win a national championship, be like, look, you had nothing to do with it. You got a chance to watch it. You got a chance to celebrate it. You can call it your national championship. It literally says nothing about you. Nothing. In fact, I think it says more about fans like Arkansas fans who hang on and still believe after all the heartbreak, and you get paid back this year. Curtis in Sunshine, Arkansas is next. Hey, Curtis, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I've got my phone on my radio for my car. Is that giving you feedback?
No, you sound great.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I had a little funny tiger bait story I wanted to share after listening to him on the radio. I was at Oaklawn Park one day and went by to see the trainer, Gary Hartledge, better known as Red Dog, and there was a couple of guys in there that I'd never met. And Red Dog says, oh, and this guy right here, he's an LSU fan. Don't hold it against him. I said, as long as he's not that turd tiger bait, we're good. Dude turned completely white because he was tiger bait. And he said, don't tell anybody. Shh, nobody around here likes me. And I said, well, that's the truth, tiger bait.
Well, he leans into it a little bit, but I've met him in person, and he's fine. He was perfectly.
No, it was him. You could tell by the voice.
Hey, but the day before Arkansas and LSU play, I don't want him calling up being polite and nice and everything. It's going to make me think that the world's going to end. Tiger, the day before Arkansas LSU play anything, Tiger Bates should be the rudest person on the radio in all of Arkansas. And he might have been a moment ago. He called me Bo Mattingly for crying out loud. Not like I got anything against Bo, but
Well, to be fair, y'all both,
Oh, that's low. That's called very low-hanging fruit. Incredibly low-hanging fruit.
That way y'all can both get to it. Yeah.
That's. Oh, Matt, you should take it to the commercial break after that one.
I'm sorry. I'll see myself out.
Matt just ended a segment without ending the segment. Stay with us. Neil Atkinson is next.
Omaha for the Razorbacks in 2025. Do you believe? Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, First Star Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McClarty Daniel. Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing, and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Caymas bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPATRS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
This Father's Day, help Dad be all he can be with a gift from the Home Depot. Because he's not just Dad, he's the handyman of the house, the plumber in a pinch, and the emergency mechanic. Upgrade his gear this Father's Day with the Husky Mechanics 270-piece tool set from the Home Depot. Now on special buy for $119, a $695 value. For every kind of dad, find the perfect gift this Father's Day at the Home Depot.
Sunday, June 15th is Father's Day, and Jelco Outdoors has hundreds of gifts for those special dads. Special in-store deals on knives by Case, Benchmade, Kershaw, and more. Keep Dad cool with a new cooler by Yeti and Yukon Outfitters. Select hunting and fishing clothing on sale now. New rods, reels, and compound bows would make Dad's Day really special. And Jelco gift cards are always a perfect fit. Jelco Outdoors, your Father's Day gift store. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Don't have your age, don't change your name. It's all do less, don't tell, don't laugh, but do smile. Don't have a glass, don't stay a while. Don't take a pic, don't feel so sick.
Welcome back to halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Bet Saracen's Neil Atkinson with us here on a golden hour Friday. Downtown Omaha too, Neil. We're here at DJ's Dugout. The series has just begun, and it looks like Coastal Carolina's threatening in this first inning, too, with a man at second base and 2 outs. Happy College World Series, Neil. How are you?
I'm doing very good. And you know what? I actually had a better week because with Arkansas taking out Tennessee, I didn't have to take a lot of grief or go into hiding this week. So that was pretty good. And and y'all got me a lot of business this weekend because, all what we're having to do because nobody really covers the college baseball very, very well in the data world, at least this year. We worked really hard to get a lot of content up for people to bet, and because people are super excited about this weekend, and hopefully we're just as excited about next weekend.
So Arkansas has been the betting favorite. How close is LSU to Arkansas on Bet Saracen? And then where does everybody else kind of filter out from there?
Really, it's that the numbers have come down during the week. Earlier in the week, like Arkansas was anywhere from plus 200 to plus 230, and then LSU was like right at plus 250. So Arkansas and LSU have been the lead-on favorites for it. All of the odds have just come down when that game just started there. So everybody else is way behind. I think North Carolina may have been not North Carolina. I forget was at plus 700. But like I said, Arkansas and LSU are the two clear favorites. So, and this, them having a game in the first matchup is pretty amazing. But that's just the way it fell.
Is this the first College World Series that Bet Saracen is operating with Arkansas in the field?
Yeah, because we went online in May of 22,
So, yeah, I think so, because didn't we go out in the regionals the last two, 23, 24?
The last time they were in the
I can't
series
remember
was
if it
20. It was 22 was the last series they were in, but Bet Saracen was literally brand new then.
Yeah, we went up on May the 8th, so it was right after that. So yeah, I think we did have the College World Series, that first year. But that was just we'd been on what 2.5 weeks. So yeah, that was a fun time back then. But boy, the way it's grown and where we're at now is a beautiful thing.
What I know with big events like this, especially when Arkansas is involved in it, you guys are terrific at putting out specials for the bettors. So what's special planned for tomorrow's game against LSU, and then anything else that may be planned throughout the next week?
Yeah, so when you open up the page and you look at the specials and see the Arkansas specials, I mean it's almost kind of like a Super Bowl type list with the amount of props that we have. We've got like 62 of the combination player props, and things like like Rocco Pepe over a home run, all of the different combinations that we do. But one of the main ones that I do want to call out is that all during the College World Series this weekend, we've got a 50% profit boost on any single bet up to $25. And if you already got the app, all you have to do is hit the promo page, opt in for that, and then whatever bet that you're going to choose, you'll be able to use that. And if you bet $25 on an even money bet, then you'll win $50 instead of 25 back. So that's a pretty really attractive offer. And of course we have to keep that to $25 because that is a great one. Now the other one I want to call attention to is Arkansas to win against LSU tomorrow. Right now Arkansas is a favorite in that game. They're minus 120, and LSU is minus 110. So if you're going to bet Arkansas, you want to use, and you're going to be doing a straight bet, not any parlays with it. You want to bet the Arkansas to win under the special because we're going to pay even money. So that means if you bet $100, we're going to, and Arkansas wins, we're going to pay you $100. So you'll get $200 in return. If you did that on the regular, menu there without that profit boost, it would only return $183. So, if you're a $100 bettor, I mean, that's basically a $17 premium that you'll get on your $100 bet, and that makes a difference. That makes a difference in the payouts.
Anything planned for the U.S. Open? I mean, this goes along with the Masters. I think is people's favorite event. Of course, usually, I think in this case, the course is the one that's winning so far. But what do you guys have for the U.S. Open?
Well, we've got a 30% profit boost on any U.S. Open bet that's minus 300 or longer odds. You've got to bet something competitive. So all you have to do is do the same thing that you would do for the 50% College World Series boost. Just go to the promo tab. We've got it right there at the bottom of the page, right next to where you do your bet slip. So we don't make you look for it because if you're betting, it's right there next to it. But if you opt in on under that, and when you place a bet in a bet that qualifies for it, you'll be able to select it before you place your bet and add that profit boost to it. So we've got that also. So don't forget about that. Also, going back to the Arkansas, look at those props for the money line and game totals. We've got some pre-built parlays both for Arkansas and LSU. We probably think more people are going to be betting on the Arkansas side of it. But the most popular bet when Arkansas plays is Arkansas to win and the over. People just naturally want to bet the over. And in that example, we've got that one at plus 260. If you just put that in a regular parlay by itself in the regular menu, it only plays 230. So we've got that one on there, and there's no limits on that particular one like there is on that even money one. So we are just trying to give you the value and the content out there pre-match. Now another thing I just kind of want to advise people of is the NCAA is kind of flexing their muscle a little bit with their data deals. So usually we have scouts. The data providers have scouts in the stadium. And because of some new deals and done, the scouts for the data providers that we use are not going to be in the stadium. So it's going to be very, very limited in-play betting. we're going to manually trade the in-play betting if we can. That means the markets while the game is going are only going to be during the breaks at the top of the inning and on the bottom of each inning. So I just want to let people know about that. Next year will be totally different. And if I thread the needle on Tuesday and Arkansas makes it to the finals next weekend, I'm going to have live betting because I've done a quick deal, but to get that done, because they only told us on Monday that they were not going to have scouts in there, and that wasn't good news for there. But I think we did a pretty good job supplementing the pre-match offering there, because you can't find anything more than what we have up there, and we're especially proud of that.
Oh, yeah, it's all over the place on the Bet Saracen app. Yeah. Neil, let's leave it there. And next week, hopefully, we're talking about the championship series.
Absolutely. Yes, I hope we do. Now, I may not want to wake up and see the numbers after the championship series or even after tomorrow night, but in the long run, it's great for the book. And, and look, Hog fans, I know they can taste it, and I just hope they get one this year, because that will be great just for everything. May not be great for Bet Saracen's bottom line, but it will be riding in if you're an Arkansas fan going in for the rest of the season and going into football season, which is not that far away.
No, it's not. Neil, appreciate you. We'll talk next week. It's Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Here's a reason why I think they're one of my favorites, too. They got a bit of a sense of humor, too. Their Angel Reese specials on Bet Saracen right now for the former LSU basketball star, now in WNBA. This is hilarious. Angel Reese to miss her first shot, minus 180 yes, plus 135 no. Angel Reese to miss her first shot and rebound it, minus 200 no, plus 140 yes. Here are some more Angel Reese specials. More rebounds than points, minus 125. More turnovers than assists, minus 230. And to record 3 offensive rebounds within 15 seconds at any point of the game. That's hilarious.
I'm sure Angel Reese loves that,
Big C, I know you've probably seen those videos, Phil. You probably have too. There's guys that bet on that every single game, and they record themselves doing it, and they have like the Titanic music in the background that she misses the shot, and they go nuts.
One of my favorite videos I've seen recently was a box of Angel Reese cereal. You know how you eat Angel Reese cereal?
Okay.
First you pour it, and it misses the bowl, and then you pick it up and put it in the bowl.
Oh, my God.
That's how she eats cereal. That's right. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. We're back with the home stretch of the Golden Hour right after this.
This is halftime.
At Our Best Bank, we believe small businesses are the backbone of our communities. That's why we help businesses of all kinds find their strength. Whether you're just getting your business off the ground, planning for future growth, or managing the day-to-day, we want to help you thrive. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
For details. At Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren, there's never been a better time to buy. Stop in today and check out our huge discounts on new Chevrolets and pre-owns. No reasonable offer will be refused, and at Roads, we always give you more for your trade. Plus, we offer free pickup and delivery. You can even buy remotely. Stop in and let us show you the Roads way with our 2-year complimentary maintenance program on every vehicle sold. Experience the Roads way. Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
TGI Fridays on Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith has an incredible lineup for their meal deals. This includes crispy chicken fingers for only $9.99, served with seasoned fries and coleslaw. Whiskey glazed chicken slammers, $10.99. Buffalo chicken slammers, $10.99. Grilled salmon for $15.99. And Friday's big ribs for $14.99, all served with a side and fountain drink. Don't miss out on their happy hour, karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 50-cent wings on Monday. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
You've got the shoes, now finish the run strong. At True Grit Running Company, we've got the gear that goes the extra mile. Socks that fit and protect your feet and improve how the shoes fit, feel, and perform. Hydration bottles, packs, and belts to keep you going through the hot summer. And OOFOS recovery sandals and shoes, your feet will thank you. Because running isn't just about the miles, it's about the details. Come see the gear at True Grit Running Company, where every step counts. 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
Big changes are coming. In order to serve you better, Metters Lumber is joining Ace Hardware. We will remain locally owned and operated so you can expect the same great service, but with lower pricing and better selection. We'll have exciting new brands to serve more of your needs. Come by and check out our deeply discounted merchandise as we make room for new products at Metters Lumber Company in Alma, Ozark in Clarksville.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Back to halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
It's one thing I forgot to bring up with Neil. He was listening to the show, and we were talking about the longest home run that was ever hit in the College World Series, and now it's a special on Bet Saracen. Any Arkansas player breaks the College World Series home run record of 456 feet at the Chuck. It's plus 5,000. Got to be an Arkansas player to do it. And there's some guys on the team that can hit a ball that far, but that is a long way to hit a baseball at a ballpark where usually the wind is blowing in. So not bad. Not bad.
Who would you, if someone were to do it on the Arkansas team? I'm going with Iredell.
Either of the Aloys could do it.
Yeah.
If Cujillo's got a home run against Anderson. If he were to barrel one up, he can hit one over 455 feet. So can his brother. I think
hometown kid got enough juice. Could Cam do it?
Maybe. He's really strong. I think he's country strong. Absolutely. Even though he's a city boy, he's country strong.
Robinette, maybe.
Yeah, Reese would have to. He would have to be the right.
Really unload.
It's got any one of them would really. I bet it's a long way for anybody to hit a baseball. Even like Babe Ruth. It's a long way for anybody to go for certain. 877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive hotline. Still have to do a Fish City Grill trivia. I neglected to bring that up earlier, and it was going to be a fishing and baseball question because of Cam Kozel. Who is the only person inducted both into the Baseball Hall of Fame and the International Game Fish Association Hall of Fame? There's one. The person who guesses this correctly gets a $25 gift card to Fish City Grill in Rogers. There's one person who was as good at fly casting as he was at hitting. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive hotline to text that one in. They also, a guy in Harrison, Matt, wants to know who's the name of the band that was just played. The Wiener Dog song?
It's called Sports is the name of the song. And it's a Swedish band. They're from Sweden.
We can't say the name, right?
And well, of course I can. I was just
I'm just
getting to it. But they're a punk rock band, and what's more punk rock than saying you're 18 years old and you need Viagra? So it's called it's called the Viagra Boys. It's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. Come on, Christian. Of course you can say that on the air.
Thought he wasn't going to say it though.
We had Tom Murphy refer to the state capital of Nebraska yesterday as the penis of the prairie. I think it's okay if you say the word Viagra.
True. Thanks for repeating that.
Well, why wouldn't I?
The penis.
Tom said it. He's the one who said it. He opened it up. I actually had a fun little text chain with Tom after that about nicknames for some other capitals.
What did you say?
Said your girlfriend's been lying to you again.
The member of Montpelier?
Yeah, the phallus of Philadelphia. I don't know. You could have a lot of fun with this kind of stuff. Anyway, we do have the correct answer that came in here. Chris and Lowell texted in. Now, we've got somebody that called in, too. I saw the text before the phone call. I don't know if the person who had the phone call has answered the question correctly.
Well, doesn't Teddy Ballgame have some confirmed kills as well?
He said it. That's right. I don't know if there is a National Fighter Pilot Museum or Hall of Fame, but he might be in that one, too. That's right. Ted Williams is the answer to the question. He is the only person who is inducted into both Cooperstown and the International Game Fish Association Hall of Fame, which is in Dania Beach, Florida. And this was about a 50-second video that they had when he was inducted. Oh, but some reason it won't play. Anyway, do we have a call that I got to take here? Yeah, William in Fayetteville is on his way to Omaha. William, what's up? How are you?
Not much. Just headed your way right now. Headed up there. I'd like to get. Did LSU announce that they're starting tomorrow?
In the pit? You mean the pitcher?
Yeah.
I don't think either head coach really has to say who's going to pitch tomorrow. We all know. Dave said it's Zach, of course, but he said, of course. They're going to throw Anderson.
Okay. Is that the guy they went to in the middle of the year, or who was their ace to start the season, and then he got hurt and he went to the bullpen?
They have two aces. They have two aces, Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson. Both are having incredible
Cade Anderson is who I'm thinking of. Is that who they're throwing?
That's who they're throwing. Cade Anderson, tall lefty, throws hard, good changeup. He's got a decent breaking pitch. He's a pitcher that's not too different in terms of stuff from Liam Doyle, but he's got a much better demeanor. He controls himself better.
Right.
And they hit him hard the first time around. In fact, Root out-pitched Anderson. LSU came back against the Hog bullpen, which I'm not going to say is fluky, but it didn't happen very much this year.
Okay. All right, yeah, so I'm going to need you to calm me down tomorrow. I'm going to have to bring my AirPods to the stadium and listen to you and Bubba because that's got me nervous now.
Hey, I'm here to help.
Y'all didn't last week. Y'all calmed me down all weekend, especially when Tennessee made it close late in the first game.
That's great. I'm here to be your voice Valium if you need it. That's I hope I can help out. But be safe on the drive up, okay, William?
Okay, thank you. See you in a little bit.
You got it. Don't let the nerves get to you too much here. Yeah, not too much here. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive hotline. Yeah, Ted Williams is in the International Game Fish Association Hall of Fame, and he is of course, in the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And who got the question correct here was Chris and Lowell is the first one there. See, movie, you can take care of Chris and Lowell. Just get the address, and we'll send him that $25 gift card. And you're right, Matt. He taught fighter pilots for the Korean War and also in in World War II.
Times have changed. NIL, what a great time to be a college athlete. We had a guy named Pat Tillman. We should never forget about him going and fight his career. I'm not saying he was as good as Teddy Baseball, but you wouldn't see that a lot these days, Phil. I don't think you would see a major league athlete in any profession that would just go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to go fight for our country. So it's because of him or the times like we live in right now that are pretty awesome.
That's for sure. And a different time, too, then, because I think it was viewed as that was what you were going to do. And if you didn't, you were probably going to get drafted anyway. What Tillman did, that's after the draft was taken away. So that was a really selfless decision that he made. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline. Got a break one last time. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show at DJ's Dugout, downtown Omaha, right after this.
This is Halftime.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
It's almost summertime. That means barbecues, graduations, weddings, and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Family, that's what sets us apart. Crabtree RV Center, founded in 1950 by E.J. and Aline Crabtree, family owned and operated, serving Arkansas for 74 years.
I've been working full-time here at Crabtree RV since 1996 after graduating from the University of Arkansas, where I'm proud to carry on my grandparents' legacy.
I know if Mom and Dad could see Crabtree RVs today, they would be so proud.
Crabtree RV Center in Alma, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Forsgren is hiring immediately. Forsgren Incorporated, a heritage company and premier employer, is now hiring equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. Have experience in any of these areas? Apply now at goforsgren.com. Don't delay. Forsgren is hiring now at goforsgren.com. Don't miss your opportunity to join the Forsgren legacy. Forsgren has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio.
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at wheelerpowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Try to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
You went uptown in your limousine with your fine park and clothes. You had the dog parent in your hand and the speed up your nose. Ooh, when you wake up in the morning with your head on fire, too bloody to see. Try, you call it dog competition, because you had to be a big shot, did just you had to open up your mouth. You had to be a big shot, did you? All your friends were so knocked out. You had to have the last word last night. You know what everything's about. You had to have a white hot spotlight. You had to be a big shot last night. Oh.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Maybe I'll root for Louisville on the other side of the bracket because they've got a kid who's getting married a week from today. Who's going to have to fly home if they make it to the championship series, get married, and then come back. And they have a guy who chose Careless Whisper as his walk-up song. Garrett Pike walks up to Careless Whisper.
Wham.
So I have my team on the other side of the bracket. It's the Louisville Cardinals.
I learned.
Yes, Matt?
I was going to say, go ahead, Ty. But any Wham song would obviously be great for walk-up.
So the theme then would be Everything She Wants, which really is my favorite Wham song, because everything she wants and everything she needs is a win over LSU tomorrow, and then start thinking about what can happen after that. I know we're already to the point where we're thinking this team will win a national championship. They can win a national championship, win tomorrow, go from there. Send LSU to the losers bracket. That's the best possible thing you can do. Arkansas can come out of the losers bracket and win. I don't think LSU will. I think that's a team that needs to stay in the winners bracket here. They could come out of the losers bracket in a home regional. It's different coming out of the losers bracket here. So that's Everything She Wants. That would be my theme song from Wham. If I had to pick one, that would be it.
I was part of halftime homework back in the day. Wham.
It was. Yes, Matt?
Let's go baseball, man. You can hear it in the caller's voice. You can hear it in your voice, Phil. It's there's excitement in the air.
It's in the air, and it's not going to stop for a good long time. It'll feel like this for a bit. 'Cause, even if you lose tomorrow, you're playing Monday in the afternoon. By the way, the team will practice, I think, at Millard South High School again on Sunday. Maybe by then, whomever it is at Millard South High School that made the sign that welcomed the Omahawks to their field will spell the name of their own high school properly, because they forgot it's Millard South, and the sign says Millard South. So it just goes to show they were so excited Cam Kosher was coming back that they forgot how to spell their own high school's name. That's another thing to remember about this tournament this week and next week too. Arkansas is the home team. It says Arkansas. We are not in Arkansas, but they are the home team because of Dave Van Horn and because of Cam Kosher. Those two things make Arkansas the home team for the people here in Omaha that really support this thing and view it as a civic duty. This is a baseball town. This is a college baseball town. And they love Dave Van Horn, and Cam Kosher is one of them. The Hogs are the home team. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about tomorrow's game, Matt, is I don't think LSU has ever felt like the team that's outnumbered in this park. And they very well may tomorrow. They're going to have plenty of fans. But the people that live here, and certainly all the Arkansas fans, I think they may outnumber the LSU fans by 10.
Ty, I'm on your side. There's no curse. Ty, let's get it done, man.
I love it, Matt. I love it. Thanks for the encouragement, brother. I can always count on you.
All right, so now I'm going to walk over to Charles Schwab Field with the fly right here. I'm going to make sure it stays very, very safe, and I'll hand it to Bubba Carpenter the moment he arrives here, and then I will never touch this fly as long as I live. Then it's all the donut for me. Matt, have a great weekend. Christian, you too. We'll reconvene on Monday, and we'll recap everything that happened over these past couple of days. DJ's Dugout, the place. Ty's got a pregame show tomorrow. He'll be right here at DJ's Dugout leading into the Learfield pregame show. So if you're coming up to Omaha, make sure you're here for that. Ruskin and Zach coming up in a moment. Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast.